What's goody, everybody? It's that time again. Yanks Talk Ball. Let's go. Let's rock. It's time, baby. There's a lot of slander to be held out. There's a lot of, conversation to be had. But we're back again nonetheless. Oh, my goodness, baby. I feel good. This is a good week. I dodged slander because Arsenal won, so I feel clear.
Shameless.
My conscience is clear. I feel good. I don't know about y'all, but make sure you guys
imagine if your
rate
team
on this 5-star
like that, man.
Hey, dug in. We can get into it later. I ain't gonna say nothing like that. But we're here with the squad, you know what I'm saying, with the crew, as it were. We're going to run through and give everybody a quick introduction, you know what I'm saying. Phil is in the building. What's going on, dog?
What's going on? As you can see, sharp contrast from last week. I'm here repping my club, proud. After the Caicedo debacle, we're out here showing everyone they don't need to spend 115 mil to get a competent midfielder, someone who can play with a bit of a touch, someone who can make a tackle.
You were playing without a midfielder. You lost a midfielder. So.
Out the gate.
We'll get into that disgrace of a decision later. But I feel good, man. I feel great. The West Ham Chelsea game couldn't have gone any better. Tottenham United game couldn't have gone any better.
He's not even talking about his own club.
Insane.
And Liverpool are after a horrific start looking a bit better. I'm a bit optimistic now. My mood is lifted. So
okay. You know what I'm saying? We got Gene in the building with us. No chill, Gene. What's going on, fam?
It's nothing to be happy about. No smiles. No nothing. We moved this week, so we'll get into it soon.
So nothing to be happy about my life, bro. Oh man, somebody who probably isn't as happy, probably equal amount happy, probably even worse or unhappy. Chase is in the building. What's going on, Chase?
As you can see, I took a silent protest this week. No Chelsea kit. I'm wearing a Belgium national team jersey. If you would have asked me Saturday after that United game, I would have said I was so excited for today, and I dreaded it. I prolonged it as much as I could, spent a little bit extra time at Kroger, but you got me here, so let's do it.
Oh man. He was in the juice aisle looking crazy, like, yo, can I be in slow-mo right now? Oh,
I was in the bleach aisle thinking about drinking some.
And last but not least, we got Adrian with us, man. What's going on, Adrian?
Hey, what's up? I'm pretty happy. Yeah, it was a great weekend. It was a great weekend of football. A lot of quality games. I wouldn't say the City game was a whole lot of quality, but we got the result, so I'm happy. So, but I'm really looking forward to hearing all the chat today. So, let's get into it.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I'm glad this guy finally stopped mentioning Thanos in his.
Jeez,
also, no mention of winning the UEFA Super Cup too. That's crazy.
I mean, you know what? I don't even want to talk about that.
That shite game, bro. I was trying to think of news in my head too. I was coming up with the notes. I was trying to think of other news that happened. I'm like. Though. Listen, man, it is what it is, man. Who
that's
cares?
A prestigious European trophy, Trey. I don't know if you know much about it, but
relax,
buddy.
Trophy. Relax.
Trophy.
Dead, man. We don't give a fuck about that. But what we do give a fuck about is you rating this podcast 5 stars, liking, subscribing, sharing the video wherever you at, and just letting people know we're out here so we can jump up that algorithm, get some new listeners in, and just get the word out that we here, that we kicking ass on this podcast, man. So make sure you check us out. Spotify for podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Apple Music. I'm about to say all over the place. Google for podcasts. We are everywhere, including YouTube, including Instagram, Twitter, or X as it's now known, whatever the hell he's calling it, TikTok, all over the place at Yanks Talk Ball. So make sure you check us out. That's Yanks Talk Ball. We are everywhere, man. But before we get into all the stuff from the match week, let's talk about the bold predictions from last week. Go ahead, Gene. You can kick us off.
Before we start this, can you let the listeners know where to give the 5-star review? Because I've been looking everywhere where I could put the 5-star review. I don't know where, man.
So when you click in the Spotify, man, when you click in the Spotify for podcast for my Spotify for podcast users, when you go into the search bar and type in Yanks Talk Ball, you should see it right there. You should see an empty star, you know what I'm saying, a blank star system or star rating somewhere in there, and you go click on that. That's where you click to rate it 5 stars and help us out. Go search us, go see on that front page, and it's there. And I believe it's a similar system for Apple for podcasts as well. Other platforms I'm not so sure about, but a share button would help if you do not see a star system. So let's just follow that policy. You should be all good.
Beautiful. Can we start with the prediction that wasn't bold, was just ice cold, boring? Yes, he won.
Shankos.
Did we do a ranking?
Right.
Did we do a ranking for the predictions this week?
I put out tomorrow. I'll put it out tomorrow, Tuesday, just like I did last week. We'll put it out.
We use a proper headshot this time for me.
Just because.
What was Chase's prediction again? Was it horror?
No, it wasn't that bad. It was 3-3 in the Man United Tottenham game.
Yeah, it was 6 goals.
Yeah.
6 goals.
Oh,
6 goals.
That's still pretty shocking. That's like you were not
I
even
mean,
a third of the way.
It wasn't as bad as last
2 to
week.
6
So
goals.
I'll add an actual picture.
The goals were there though.
But whenever he's on that 4th or 5th place, then I have to add that picture and find some of.
You could argue that there could have been 6 goals in that game.
If Bruno was anywhere near quality, but we'll get to that. Keep going.
Here you go. He wouldn't miss that penalty, that's for sure. That's for sure. He wouldn't miss the penalty.
Hold on. We're going to get into it. All right.
Before, your horses, man. Off to the races already.
Philip here said that Spurs were going to beat United. Congratulations.
That's not a bold prediction, though. We can't
vanilla-ass prediction. I kind of want to just throw it out of the predictions, but congratulations, Phil, for getting it right. Congrats.
Can I defend myself real quick? I just want to say,
is it a bold prediction or not?
I just want to say 2 things about that. I'll say, A, if you guys really thought it was such a tame prediction, then I don't know, you should have spoke a bit more last week. And in my defense, I thought it was bolder because I had a bit more faith. I thought Man United was a big club. I thought they could,
I'm gonna give the same excuse.
Go away to a team like that and not get embarrassed. So, but if you want it, I'll be more brave. I'll be more brave this week, just for you, G.
But I'll add the same excuse. We were 2 hours into a pod. I heard you said it. I'm not going to discuss it much. I'm just let you go on with it, and then we'll talk about it this week.
Okay,
next
that's fair.
prediction.
Next prediction
down
was
the line.
Next prediction. Let's start off with the worst. The guy that's going
for
0
fuck's
for
sake.
10. Said West Ham is getting
Wait,
relegated.
on his way there, he's
Over
going to
10
go
is fucking
007
crazy.
first.
Miss all the shots.
I'm going to say
take,
right
bro.
now, if Trey, if you go 007 with your predictions, you need to suit up for an episode.
What you mean? Like a full suit?
And a Mudryk jersey.
You need to do it. You need to suit up like Barney.
If you don't have one already, we'll all chip in
up.
for you to rent a suit.
Wait. If I go 007 for my bold predictions, some people playing the most conservative right-wing ass predictions, and I'm trying to go ball. I'm trying to give y'all entertainment. This how y'all gonna do me? This is crazy.
Okay, y'all are really loud about these team predictions now that I'm the only right one.
First person to reach 7 bad predictions suits up for an episode.
I'm already at 2.
Bro, Trey is really close. Trey is really close. Nah, you have more than 2.
You can't count seasons. You can't count seasons.
I know Trey has a
You
suit.
can't count seasons.
Let's remind everyone.
You're already wrong with the West Ham one. Let's be real.
Last week,
bro,
Trey
come on,
You're
said
already
that-
wrong, bro.
Let it rock.
Trey said that Mr. Isaac was going to outscore Holland. Playing at home. Holland was playing at home against Newcastle. Holland was going to score 1. Isaac was going to score 2. Not only did he get it wrong, Isaac didn't score 1, didn't score 2. He scored 0. He didn't even get the Holland one ready.
Damn.
Holland going scoreless. How many times are you going to predict Holland to score 1 goal and he's not going to do it? Very, very few times that will happen. And Trey was
I'm not going to lie.
You know what's crazy? How many times have you seen Holland have a game like that where he just has so many chances, serve it up on a platter, and he's just scuffing every shot, hitting it wide? That is the power of Yanks Talk Ball Trey. He is the rising Trey of Jinx of 2020.
Hey, my man United Trey got banned, bro. It's my time for the Jinx. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to keep predicting that, too. If this is going to happen, I'm going to keep predicting it. It's not going to end. If you
get that ready, man.
Listen,
solid hat trick this week.
Every episode, if he blinks like this, if this helps my team,
like Justin Timberlake, man.
Hey,
bro, get it ready.
The issue with that team is that they just have fucking Alvarez step in, and it's crazy.
Pull some shit.
You're a sick person, Adrian. You get to just go to sleep every night with a smile on your face. Alvarez is just sitting there on your bench.
I do.
Again, this guy, man. Manchester City loves
It's great, man. Life's great. Life's great. Football's great.
When you feel the pain that I felt this weekend, the group chat, when I saw, no. No, you don't understand the feelings that I
No, we
had.
gonna
Bro,
get to it. We gonna get to it.
7-0. I was there in the
Nah.
7-0 against Liverpool.
We
Trust me, you don't know
we gonna
pain.
get to it, baby. Don't worry. Don't
You do
worry.
not know
Don't worry,
pain,
buddy.
bro.
Don't worry. It's
we're
coming.
talking about
It's
pain
coming,
as well,
Chase.
bro.
It's
I
coming.
was
We can talk
not there to
about
slander.
my bold prediction then, as we mentioned. Kind
Because
of
yours isn't not so bad. We're gonna move up.
okay, we're
Yeah,
working
yours
up.
wasn't
Got
bad.
it.
It was
Okay.
3-3. That or 6 goals
the
scored. It
same
wasn't
way.
bad.
The same way that Chase called Mudryk to score a goal. There's someone in this podcast here that said that Richarlison was gonna score against Manchester United. So what did you have in your head during that moment?
R9.
I was thinking R9. I mean, you're the one that was, repping R9 a lot. You know what? And he was a good player at Everton. Everybody knows that. He can score in the Premier League.
He's not a bad player, but against United, come on, he's not gonna do nothing.
I mean, has he scored against United before? I feel like he has.
No.
Never?
Has he
Bro, I
scored?
think his
Maybe-
highest
maybe
goal tally at Everton was 11 goals.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're not
The
wrong.
The
But
only
he
team
was
that
he was
scores
overall a
like
good player
Liverpool.
for Everton.
Yeah.
And for
He
Watford.
didn't even
when
get a
played
shot
him.
off. He had
Nah,
zero
he had a
shots.
shit performance.
The way
Absolutely.
the only reason I'm putting your prediction there is because he just stank up the field.
Oh no, he
man.
did. No, I agree.
Stank
But
up the
But that's
field.
where my head was. I still think he's a good
Okay.
player, right?
Okay,
I mean,
that's fair.
I don't
That's
think
fair.
he's shit. I think he's just having a bad time there.
And that's
his
where you're
role needs
wrong,
to
buddy.
change.
He's definitely ass. No, I'm fucking you. But yeah.
He's
But
bad.
yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah,
listen,
Nah,
I
he's
can't wait
jinxing
to
it
see
again.
him
Here he
outside
goes again.
ball, man.
He's
I
he,
can't
Here he
wait.
goes again. Richarlison
Bro.
hat trick next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some money on Richarlison to score next
Okay.
week now.
Okay.
Against Bournemouth too.
So let's move on from that one to my shit prediction, which wasn't too bad because I thought Newcastle had a pretty decent game to against City at home is not tough. I think City didn't lose one game last season in the Premier League at home, or if they did, it was like some bullshit
Yeah,
game.
something
right?
like
I
that.
think it might
Just
have
Brentford.
won. Yeah.
Yeah, one game. It's tough to go there, and Newcastle didn't. They performed. They created some stuff, but they did very well defensively against Holland. Foden was having a hell of a game. They didn't. He didn't score, so they did pretty well in my opinion. But I had them upsetting City. So at the end of the day, it was a bad take, and I blame Trey for most of it for jinxing that. If he kept his mouth shut, we could have seen Isaac scoring the 2 goals, but
Nah.
unfortunately not.
They can't-
I feel like we should vote like every prediction. Like we should give it a W or an L based on majority vote.
Oh,
Like
everything.
because
I'm with
there's
that.
some
I'm
of
with
them
that.
because some of them like for example mine last week was the 0-0 draw between Liverpool and Chelsea. So I wasn't that far. I didn't get it right, but I wasn't
still an L
that
prediction.
far off. So would that be an L or would that be a W?
That's what I'm saying. A W is if you get it right. If you get it wrong, that's an L.
I don't feel we can really. You
Can't
can't
really-
really measure bold
Yeah.
prediction without people. If you measure it, then people are going to be conservative like Shenko. Like the whole point of bold is that we want to say some outrageous shit. So if it does hit, then we
It's
clip
gonna
it.
be W is gonna be very rare then if we go really bold.
Mine
guess.
could have happened. Like Newcastle upsetting City. 75-80% chance it won't, but there's always that possibility. But saying something like, "Oh, Mudryk is going to score his first Premier League goal" or something, that's just tough. It's tough. That's a very bold prediction and
Oh my
not
God.
going to hit consistently. But I think we're doing pretty good. We're throwing stuff that like R9 scoring and stuff like that. We're throwing stuff that could happen,
Yeah,
but
I'd say,
it's
Yeah,
gonna,
that's true.
most of the time it's going to be a miss. Because they're bold.
Can I just
at
say
the
how
end of the day.
hilarious it is that you guys are all slandering me for being too conservative with my bold predictions, and we've all just universally accepted that predicting an international starting striker to score a goal is a bold prediction.
How bad he
Okay,
is for
we
Brazil.
know-
For
we know-
Brazil.
we know- we know
Not only
the
not
real
just an
him. We know the
international
real
starting
him,
striker,
brother.
starting striker for
happened-
Brazil national team.
Right, what
It's
happened to my guy's legacy
It's
now?
like saying like Harry Maguire is not gonna have a stinker on a United jersey. You can't compare what he does for. Oh, that's starting for the England team. That doesn't mean shit when he's
It's
playing for
crazy.
United.
I mean,
You
yeah,
know
it's
what I'm
in
saying?
Fair
context
point.
because
Two
Richarlison had
different
such a tough time. He's a bad time at Spurs that like he has. I mean, how many goals did he score? 1, 2 for Spurs?
One in the league against us.
That's it.
Yeah, at Anfield.
So
What
I
a
guess
goal,
in that
man.
context is pretty bold.
At Anfield, 90th minute to score a tying
Bro,
goal.
I don't even
What
to this
a-
day I don't know what
what an
body part he
occasion.
used to get that ball in the goal. To this day, I've watched that goal so many times.
That's the heart. So, and then the last one is Chase predicting the 6 goals between Spurs and United. There are a lot of chances, so we're not gonna have it as one of the worst of the week.
Yeah, it could have happened, I guess,
Yeah.
with Bruno
You know,
and Rashford.
on a
If
Yeah.
all
different
the
day.
penalties, if all the penalties went through, if Bruno could have make a header, if Rashford could make a header, it would have been a different day, And the
If
post.
Anthony hit the post.
Post
If
for
Bruno could play
both
football, you
teams.
guys would have scored at
You know?
least 3 goals.
He plays
Yeah, it
for
was
both teams.
definitely possible because
Yeah,
Spurs were
but,
caught with a 2 at the back sometimes in the first half. I mean, that was
I mean,
That's
crazy.
why I
that's what-
thought. I was like, there's no way that United's attack doesn't cut these guys up, but your wingers are just like too busy trying to do step overs and producing any kind of.
I'll talk about them soon enough.
Bro, they might have the worst
Man
winger
doing-
combination.
Man
in the
doing
league.
shaku shaku
Like,
on the
I'm
wing,
gonna
bro.
be real.
Our wingers are supposed to be technically Rashford or Sancho, Rashford, Anthony, but
Hey man, that's crazy.
We'll talk
but-
about it.
I would give you that if you were playing 5-on-5 and like the Neymar style, like whatever little tournament he does, you would have the best wingers in the world. But on a football
No,
pitch, like they just don't.
I agree with you.
I
Bro.
don't. But
I agree with you. But even
But
though
no, I
I
think there
think
was
Garnacho had a way
definitely-
better game than Anthony had a shit game again.
yeah, that's
Garnacho,
not
I
hard
thought
to do though.
he created some
Mhm.
chances. He was going to create the penalty, but didn't happen. But we moved.
Dang. Well, y'all already jumping the gun, but we can get right into the
That's what I'm
match
saying.
week 2 recast, and we'll just start there, man. Tottenham
Naturally.
2,
We already want to talk about this game.
Manchester United 0. Again, a lot of interesting, I guess, thoughts and conceptions going into that game, but it was definitely a very surprising result on a couple of different fronts. But you know what I'm saying, Postecoglou was balling out, man. He had some people balling out, looking like they was people renewed. Again, he had the defenders looking good. He had what's the name, Basuma playing like a man reborn, like a man renewed. Again, Madison was doing his thing. Like it was very much a very effective, very new look side, and Man United had nothing for him, man. We can open the floor up, man. How'd y'all feel about it?
I would say from the Tottenham side, when I was kind of giving that bold prediction for the 6 goals, I think one of my main components for that was how just crazy Emerson Royale plays and how out of position he is and all just the uncertainty you have when he plays. But I think Pedro Porro was probably one of the best players on the field that game. Obviously, he hit the post. I just think in general, like he showed a lot more stability in that system. Obviously, I think United still had plenty of chances, and Gene will get to their wingers and lack of production on that side of things. But I think that Pedro Porro was a huge upgrade to what Emerson Royale could have given them in that system. So, and then Basuma was Basuma probably the best player on the field. Would you say that?
Basuma
He was up there.
Madison, to be honest.
Pop Sar was really really good again. He scored the
Basuma,
opening goal.
Basuma was he's so fluid on the ball, bro. Like he's just
Spurs
sick.
keeper.
Vicario has some
Yeah, he was
really
good
good saves. Ben-
How much did
Ben-
Tottenham pay for Basuma? Like 25 million?
It was more than that. I feel like it was.
Something.
It was something like
some
40.
crazy low fee.
I think they paid
35,
for it when he had a
40,
charge though. So
But
they
that's
were
the
Right,
thing.
that's what I'm
They
saying.
fleeced
It's
the-
insane.
they fleeced
Yeah, when you
money.
look at it now, with how much Timberland boots Caicedo went for, that's such a bargain.
Nah, facts. And it again, he
That was their
looks
biggest thing. From
he looks
game week
regenerated.
1 to now, because his game week 1, he played okay. He
Mm.
wasn't doing like he had a good game, whatever. But this game, he finally we saw what he was doing at Brighton, and
Yeah.
I think we even saw more of what he was doing. This guy was dribbling like he was Iniesta, man. I don't know where
Bro,
he got it from.
The way
you know?
It was an African sauce, bro.
the way he rolled Casemiro, bro. The way he rolled him in front of the box. Oh my! I was
It's
like,
anyone who wears
man
their
possessed.
sleeves above their palms are just nasty. Anyone you see, yeah.
They're ridiculous dribblers for no reason. That's facts.
You never see someone
That's
bad
facts.
wear their sleeves like that.
That's true.
Insane, man.
I feel like the style, like that they do. Do they do that on purpose, like to make them look like saucy? Like is it like
Nah,
a
man.
fashion
That's
thing
just
on
that's
the
just
pitch?
natural.
It's like wearing
that's natural.
black gloves.
It's like when
when-
basketball
with
players
short
go like
sleeves.
this with their jersey. It's the same thing,
Hey.
bro. They know what they're doing. They know it's gonna
Yeah,
get some
yeah.
pictures and
No,
stuff.
I
He's
feel
just
like
so cold.
there was like that trend where they were wearing that little like when they wrap their hands like Benzema when he has like
Oh, yeah.
like was he actually injured? He just had to wrap it because it just
Benzema
looked
has,
like
like,
Some
his
people,
ass
some
like
people,
finger.
some people just
You
have
see
the
his
rap to
finger?
have it on. Like
Oh, is it? Because I know
Benzema's,
Suarez
yes.
had that on
Benzema's a
back in the
disgusting
day. He had
finger.
the red one.
That's why he
Yeah.
had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why Suarez did it though.
I think they just want to like look like they're rizzing out there on the pitch with a fashion statement,
But it was
wearing
This
black
first
gloves
thing
with
that we
short
saw
sleeves
is-
too. I mean,
was the thing that I sent you guys even when we're gonna talk about the first game week. I sent these talking points, and literally I had it in like one of the talking points were Spurs surprise play, because we've never seen last year we didn't see like Spurs play like this. Like full on attack. They're going
yeah.
to with just one center back. Sometimes they're going full on, everyone attacking. And it's doing well. I mean, of course they're gonna suffer when they go against clinical teams, which is not United, obviously, right now. They go against Liverpool. They can't. If they have Salah getting those chances at all times.
Oh yeah.
If Darwin Núñez is starting, okay, they could do that all game long.
Your
But if they
respect, my
have
man.
if they have serious players playing up top, Gakpo, they're gonna concede a lot. Same thing with City, same thing with Arsenal. So
Chelsea.
I don't know how many.
I hope they play like that against us. That'd be great. But
You know what I'm saying? I don't know
I'd
how
like to
many.
see
they could do that against.
Postecoglou's his tactical flexibility when that happens.
But that's the
But
thing.
with that being said,
Their
though,
game
like, you
relies
can
on
just see
luck.
how much fun. You can just see how much fun like the whole team is having.
Oh,
like,
honey.
free from the shackles of Conte
That's why.
ball, of Mourinho
That's why I
ball.
thought Kane was
Like
gonna
having
stay.
someone like Madison who can just have fun in the midfield, like they're just enjoying themselves.
Mhm.
Everyone other than maybe
Okay.
Son,
Yeah,
like,
Son,
looks
and
good.
I feel like
out of place on the
Son-
left wing.
Yeah, literally,
But-
it's like him have to adapt to like, okay, there's more free flowing stuff. I'm gonna get less of the ball, and like these, you know what I'm saying? I'm not probably like the
It's about
primary.
free flowing. It's the
handler.
fact that he's playing like a winger, like
Yeah,
talking
like,
his boots
mhm.
winger.
He-
Like
But I'll
Prime
give-
Son was playing like inside forward, like
Wan-Bissaka
Salah
was very
usually does.
good.
Mm.
Usually, I always shit on Wan-Bissaka, but I thought he was excellent in that game. So I think that was part of it as well.
I mean, Wan-Bissaka is a great defender, and Son's
He's-
not the
yeah.
best like one-on-one. He doesn't take on his defender. His thing is
Mm.
running in behind and finishing.
Yeah.
So him playing so far wide, I don't think it really suits him.
Yeah.
He
Don't
did have some
matter.
good link-up play
Mm.
at certain parts of the game, but I think like if Postecoglou makes the move to play Son through the middle and get R9 out of there, like I
Man,
think
that's
Spurs
dangerous.
they could really cook.
Oh yeah. You give
Mhm.
Son the chances in the box. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
he's
he'll
clinical.
finish him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
he's
the
gonna
thing.
finish
Their
him.
game right now is depending on luck. The first week they were unlucky because they conceded like random ass chances. You know what I'm saying? And this week they were lucky that they didn't concede. So it's gonna be
Yeah, they
tough.
could have conceded
It-
3-4. Yeah.
This
You know what
year.
I'm saying? So
This is
we'll see how it goes.
This is pure shootout football, man. They want
Pure, do whatever you
and
want. I'm
facts.
calling,
As many shots as possible and see what happens on that end. And also I'll give a shout out to Mickey Van de Ven. I thought he was good in defense as well. I about to say had some really solid moments,
Guy's a
especially in the
tank, man.
recovery,
He's
bro.
so
I want
fast,
to.
man.
I want to
way
like
way
talk
quicker than I
about.
thought. Way quicker than I thought.
Jesus.
I want to talk about what is the current problem with Man United. Like what?
It's easy. I can
What
tell
is
you
the-
right now.
Hey.
Let me tell you. Ten Hag, please. I never want to see Rashford play striker again. Please, Ten Hag. Please. Please. Never again.
Rash-
I want to see
Rash
that man
9
play
is-
striker. Listen,
nine
he's
is
not
a
a,
problem,
I don't know.
Rash 9.
Listen,
Is that what
Is
they
it
call
him
it?
being a
Nine.
striker, or is it how bad the wingers are that you're
That's
missing?
what I'm saying.
You're
It's the
missing
thing
him
is-
on the wing more than you're.
Yes,
He's
yes.
bad
I'm
as
missing
striker.
because he actually does something when he's in the wing. He creates something in the wing.
I don't think he's an issue as a striker. I just think that you're missing him on the wing because your wingers are so bad.
Yeah, but when you're crossing the ball in, you want to have a number 9 inside the box. You know,
Didn't you just pay
Rashford's
for a
not
number
that.
9? Where is he?
You know he's hurt, man. You want to make fun of hurt people right now?
I didn't know he was hurt, actually.
Yeah,
I think I
he's
heard
hurt.
Hey man,
I think
listen,
Caicedo's hurt,
Chase
too.
Chase
The fact
been
that
going
G
through.
specifically mentioned
Yeah.
they need crosses in the box, they need a target there. Why did you guys not make the permanent signing to bring Valdi Weghorst?
Facts.
That is what you were missing again.
Stop,
Man,
bro.
if you're
I mean,
doing
they
some
had
spam
Weghorst.
crosses,
I've never seen a 7
That's what I'm
guy.
saying.
He can't head the ball. He
He's
can't head the
playing
ball over
Cam.
Martinez. He can't head
Be
the ball
advised, just like
over.
number 10, bro. He came to
can't
Anfield
ma-
number 10.
Bro, that guy can't head the ball. I never seen it in my life. A striker that's 6'7" can't head the ball. At least, like, that's crazy, man. That's what I'm saying. Real Madrid won 3 Champions League in a row by just spamming crosses, bro. That's all they did. And every time we cross, we get some open headers, and look what these guys do. You know what I'm saying? And Salah, bro.
Bruno, that miss was criminal.
Bruno
Oh,
killing
so
my
then-
FPL, man.
And then you think when how do you is it
And Mount.
Holland? How do you pronounce his name?
Holden?
Holden.
Hoyland? I think it's
Hoyland,
Hoyland.
Hoyland.
It's like Holland, but with the O. Like
Holland.
or something.
So
Some
when
people say
Holland,
Holland,
Holland
but
is
I don't know.
fit, like are Man United gonna start playing the way that well he's like
Well, I
most,
still
like,
think we
people
could
thought
play
that they should.
without Rashford striker. If we play Sancho center forward, we did that the whole preseason, and all of a sudden Ten Hag was like, "Oh, let's throw him in striker and see what happens." Like, I don't understand why we practiced the whole preseason with Sancho center forward, like playing a false 9, and then season starts, we still don't have a striker, and then he takes
don't
Sancho off
trust
and puts
Bruce.
him in the
I feel like that. I feel like
I
that's
don't
still. I feel like that's still only half the battle with y'all. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I
Yeah,
said it.
the
I said
other
it. I said
battle is
it.
Mount.
Yeah, that
I don't
Right, the
midfield, bro.
midfield looks so
that
imbalanced.
midfield, bro. How can you guys control the game with that midfield? And I've told you this from start of the season. I'm like, bro, y'all need
I did
somebody
too.
who can like corral. So yeah, you agree with me. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, for people who don't see it or whatever, the way y'all give up possession or can't retain it is ridiculous. That's crazy. At this stage in the game, this far, how much money being spent, how much players coming in and out, especially with midfield signs, nobody that can
I miss
adequately
Fred, man.
control a game in combination
Yeah.
with Bruno and Casemiro and stuff like that's tough. And Mason Mount, Mickey
I
Mount
wish
ain't
we
it,
had-
bro. He's not it, bro. He's not
So-
it.
Okay,
so
don't,
is,
don't say Mickey Mount when you employ people like Havertz. For your
Bro,
team.
who's
100%.
doing his job
Let's-
and more? Who's doing his job? Who's doing his job
I
right
would
now?
say
Don't worry.
that
Don't worry about
Mason
that.
Mount-
We can get to that.
Absolutely nothing. Okay.
Mason
Oh,
Mount's
so-
player
Let's
profile
Let's not
makes
talk about that.
sense
Don't worry about that.
in that spot. I think Mason Mount can play as an 8. He's played as an 8 before and been successful, but it's not working with Casemiro. I think that's the issue, and I really do think that you could play if you played Mount out wide, or even Bruno's played out wide at times. I think that helps you guys if you have a player
I'd
who's
rather
playing
have-
inside.
Yeah, I would
If you
rather
could play Mount at like
Mount
right
play
mid,
up front, yes, and then
yeah,
take
I think
Anthony
that
off.
you'd be 10 times better.
Have Sancho and Rashford going crazy up there, doing whatever the hell they
And I
want to
hate
do.
to say it, but I think McTitty has to get in the side, man.
I mean, he's the only option right now, isn't he? Like,
Some balance,
who's the
bro.
other defensive
Or
midfielder?
Ericsson, I guess. But that's
Ericsson.
the same issue with Mount, pretty
Yeah,
much.
he's not. I mean,
Ericsson
Ericsson made a
is-
couple mistakes.
Ericsson will be
He
good,
made
but
some
Ericsson
mistakes
don't got the
last
legs
year.
no more. Ericsson don't got the legs no more.
doesn't.
He would be the
He's a
solution.
clever player, but
If
he's
I could
not.
have
He's not a
Casemiro
natural
do
defensive
what-
midfielder.
Casemiro do what Declan is doing because Casemiro could attack at the end of the day. He's not a pure like that guy could head the ball. He could fucking bang that shit from outside. You know, like he could do. He's not just stand there and can't do nothing else. You know, if we could at least have another. Even if you put McTominay, if you just let McTominay stay there, he has to stay there. He can't move. He can't go up front. He can't do nothing else. Just stay there. Maybe it might be a better option, but I don't know. I'm not. I just plead with Ten Hag, please. Rashford, left wing, please. Please. Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey man,
And
but
Varane
let's
to Saudi Arabia too.
hey yeah, Varane
Wait,
getting that
is that a
Saudi
league?
money.
Yeah, we have
apparently
seen
It's the
that.
same league.
It was
Yeah,
saying for
yeah,
Gabriel,
yeah.
but it's
Varane,
probably
Varane,
BS.
might go to Saudi Arabia.
It's
No
probably
way that
BS.
happens, bro.
Crazy.
No way.
But
No,
if
who
it-
are we gonna play?
Yeah, I was about to say. Not everybody had a bad game for United though. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lisandro Martinez, Lizzie McGuire, great goal scored, man. Just sliced Onana. You know what I'm saying? Did some good work. I think he had a decent game. It's fair.
Listen, Garnacho didn't have a shit game, but he didn't have a game that that I wanted him to have. Rashford just ghosted because again, that striker position. Bruno Fernandes, other than that thing, you see what he could do. Everyone other than
He-
the
he
haters
was playing-
chase here,
he-
you see what
Bro,
he
he's not,
bro,
he
I'm
was
not
giving
gonna
the ball
lie.
away
That-
so fucking much.
That
You
Roberto
think
cross was
KDB
nasty.
does that?
I give him that.
Say one thing about that.
He got so desperate that like his passing percentage was in the 71% range. That
He
happens.
was
The guy-
you know?
I don't
pitching.
know if
Like,
you've
all he
seen
was
what-
doing was pitching the whole game.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's
just
what he
don't
Yeah,
get
does.
the hype. I
that's
truly
That's what
don't.
he does. But listen, if a player is bitching on your team, you love it. The same way this guy, he cares. At least he showed that he cares. Other players, I
If
can't
he
say
cared,
that.
he put the ball in the back of the net, not fucking head it 50 yards wide.
How's this guy talking about it, man? His 100. How much does Bruno cost compared to Enzo and Caicedo?
Mm.
We're not talking about
We'll
that.
get to Chelsea. We'll get to Chelsea.
Yeah, we'll
man.
get to that. Hold
man.
on,
Yeah,
told you.
You can't get inside the club. You can't get inside the club. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hey,
I'll take
I have a
shit from
question for
anywhere.
you, bro.
Yeah.
So I know we're still early in the season, only 2 games in.
not worried.
Do you
Not
feel?
worried.
Do you still feel confident about your prediction? United win the league.
No, if we want to talk about this, I'll talk about it. There's only 2 serious teams competing for the league right now. It's City and Newcastle. Everyone else is not serious. Every other team is not serious.
Damn,
about
bro.
in the league right now.
I'd
Only
put Arsenal in
City.
that.
I mean,
so you're already
I'm
so
not
you're already
that
writing
serious.
off your prediction. You're already saying it's incorrect.
No, I'm talking about right now. 2 games in. I don't know what's gonna happen in 15 games, 10 games. I'm talking about right now about seriousness of people competing. Only Newcastle and City are serious.
Why is Newcastle more serious than Brighton? If it's 2 games in, Brighton's top of the league.
That's
Okay,
also
but
true.
we know whenever I don't see them winning the league. Bro. I'm sorry. If you want to talk about that, at the end of the day, if they don't have Ferguson starting game in and day out, they have Danny Welbeck is not going to win the league as a starting striker. I could
So
let you know
would
that much. You know what I'm saying?
Would you say that right now, Man United fans are expecting another top 4 race this
I would
season?
hope
Is that
so.
the objective?
That's the minimum. The
So is
goal
that-
is to
but
win
that's
the
So like,
league.
what's
minimum
a successful season though?
top 4?
Really?
Top
So
four?
that's
all
that's,
you-
that's,
that's
that's
all
the same
you're
thing. That's the same. There's no improvement there.
2 weeks ago, you were expecting a Premier League medal, and now you're saying,
That's what
"Oh,
I'm saying.
I'm good."
I'm
top
talking about
4.
the minimum. What we need minimum.
No, but what would be a
Mm.
successful season? Like if you don't achieve
Winning the
this,
Champions
it's a-
League, winning
like
the league.
you'll be disappointed
Okay.
if you don't achieve X. Like
If we don't get top 4, if we don't do decent in the Champions League, go into like quarterfinals or something, if we don't go deep into some type of like FA Cup final,
domestic cup.
at about anything, if we don't go deep into that thing, if we fall short of all those things,
Pause.
it's gonna be sad.
So
If we don't
question.
get- we
So
don't get
so
top 4.
so then if you make the FA Cup final and lose, Carabao Cup final lose, make it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League and lose to, I don't know, Bayern Munich or something, and then finish 4th in the Premier League. Is that?
I'll be a happy motherfucker.
It's not as bad as it could be, as what we've seen in the past 10 years. That's a very successful.
But would you be happy with that though?
No, I wouldn't be happy. No.
Okay.
Happy I wouldn't be. But I'm realistic.
Like, do you need, like, does Ten Hag need to win a trophy again for you?
No, but he needs to show that we could compete at least for it. If he doesn't show that we could compete, if we're bantered, if we get 8th place or some bullshit, we get 6th place.
That's a disgrace. Yeah.
And if you had a season just like last season, you win the Carabao Cup and finish in 3rd or 4th, and nothing else.
I still wouldn't be happy with it. But
no, because there's no
it's not
but
it's not like, oh, sack him or some bullshit like people, how people go crazy. I still think it takes time. How long did Pep win? How long did it take for him to accomplish what what he got at City?
Second season, Centurion. Take a second season, and they got Centurion.
Don't get me wrong. I just feel like fans would be disappointed if you like finish in the same position you did last season.
I'm not happy with 3rd place again. No, for sure.
I mean, United need to challenge for the title, right?
That's what I would hope so. But
like, that should be their ambition this season.
But right now, like I said, there's only
that's the next
2
step.
series teams, and you could add right into that 3 series teams. Everyone else is, they could get points, and they're up there right now, but they're not being serious. Not being serious. Simple as that.
We're not serious.
I want to
say no. I'm sorry, like,
I know Trey was waiting.
I just want to get the reasoning, because I
when you compare Arsenal performances to what City
and that's where I was going.
Or Brighton,
and
that's what I'm saying.
And I can see what you're saying.
Specifically, I'm not saying you guys won't gear up and play like you guys were like crazy.
I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. I got you.
But I'm just saying, like, there's just so many. Even from last week, the mistakes were just there. The way you guys are.
I hear.
But I think you guys could beat that serious team competing for the title. I'm just saying, from these 2 games where we are right now. Obviously, in the next.
Well, they better hope so, because if Arsenal don't challenge for the title this season, then like what will Arsenal
that's what we
fans
see.
think?
We see all the improvement.
It's Michael Jackson's Moonwalk FC if we don't compete this year again. I'm about to say, you already know what we on, man. And I'll go into it real quick. I'll gloss over the game that happened today real quick. You know what I'm saying? We won 1-0, but this is just a highlight of what we were saying. Again, just still being a bit more ruthless in front of goal. And again, we control situations, but now we have to dominate and actually execute on situations. And Mikel Arteta talked about it earlier in an interview this week as well. Like, in situations where we're either 1-0 or 2-0 up, killing the game, swatting the fly, dominating that and seeing it through. I don't think we're at that point where City is consistently week to week, where they can just see games out. They can find that way like Julian Alvarez did, score a goal and then see things through. I don't think we're quite there yet, because there's still a lot of things that we're either relearning or still trying to continually establish with, like, the new players, trying to do all these different formations, rotations, and all this stuff. But like, hella people on different odds and ends of the field.
You're playing with 10 men every time the Havertz steps on the field. Like, let's be not even like kind of banter or like be like a hater.
I can address this. Let me actually address this head on. I ain't gonna lie. Today, I think he had a good game. Today, I think he had a good game. Let me explain why.
He runs around.
And it may seem like he runs around, but he won the most aerial duels and he won the most ground duels today on the team.
He's 6'7".
And that's the point. And that's the point, though. In situations where we're under high pressure, him being a tall ass motherfucker helps us out immensely. If we're under the cosh like that, Ramsdale can hoof it to him, and that relieves pressure.
I could give you a player from United that does that. McTominay, you want him?
Remember Fellaini? He's basically playing the Fellaini role.
You know what I'm saying?
Play high up the field.
But again, we're not. And then the other part of this game, which I think is going to come into fruition when somebody like Zinchenko steps in, where we didn't have that, where Julian Timber could have helped him out, but he was unfortunately injured, helping him link up and get into better positions in advanced play, and then it's up to him to score. If he doesn't score, then I'll be all right, cool. That's up to him. That's his fault. But I think he does the defensive side of the game well from what I've seen in these 2 games, and on the offensive side, he can get himself in position, because more often than not, he finds himself in good space. But now it's just time for someone on the other side
he's great at finding space. It's just once he gets in the space, he's dog shit.
And that's the part we have yet to see, whether he's improved or whether he hasn't, and he's still on his Chelsea wave with that part. But I still think he can come good, and he will come good. But it's taking time with that. But today I think he had a good game. And to speak to that point, we just need to keep being more ruthless and see the game out. But I will say it's growing. A part of that, not necessarily seeing the game out, but just the mentality and to grind out results. Because again, last season, City did the same thing. Second half, they scored a penalty at Selhurst Park and saw the game out. You know what I'm saying? 1-0 win. And we went down to 10 men and still did the same thing. So that mentality is starting to grow in different ways, but we just need to be on the front foot with it and be more ruthless to see games out 3-4-0 or 2-3-0 and call it that. But that's just my take.
I still think you need a ruthless striker. I think that's always going to be the one thing holding you back. Like, and Nketiah does fine, I think, when he's in there. But Jesus,
my thing is, imagine if Newcastle played Arsenal right now at home. I don't think they would get the same result City did. Like, if Newcastle, the way that they've been playing, go against Arsenal,
that's just, I think City just dominated possession like crazy.
Also, I don't know if City would have won at St. James's. That's a totally different game.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's what, I'm not. It's not a diss on Newcastle or something like that.
Yeah, it's not a
that's
slight.
They just improved that much. You know what I'm saying from last season. I would. Yeah. And if you guys played them today at home, I don't know if you guys would win like City did. That's what I mean about.
I hear. It's still a doubt whether you can lock in a result like that. But I will say, last season it was a lot of doubts over us going to SJP, and we played them off the park at St. James. We did last season.
You have never heard someone abbreviate it like that,
bro.
And now it's a
Twitter eyes. It's Twitter eyes. Shut up.
It's a completely different team.
I know. You're right.
It's tough.
And I can't confirm or deny that. Now, what I say do we have the technical quality to outlast a lot of the things that Newcastle do physically like Man City did? I think we can. But do we have that mentality to keep a clean sheet in a lot of those situations and see the game out very clearly like City did over the weekend? I don't know yet. I don't know. That's the question mark.
Bro, Arsenal,
that's the gap.
Arsenal's fine, man. Arsenal's fine. Like, from my opinion, today was a very solid win for a title contender. Going away to Selhurst Park, opening day of the season, the opening home game of the season, that's a tough, on a Monday night, like, that's a tough place to go.
Facts.
It's not easy.
Facts.
And not to mention, you guys had 10 men for what, at least 20 minutes? When did
30. It was like 60, it was like 67th or 63rd.
Yeah.
That was a shocking yellow card, by the way.
Yeah.
Or double
it doesn't
yellow.
matter when Palace doesn't try to do
Who's
anything.
fucking
and being able to
still.
hold them off, still keep a clean sheet, that's a very, like, you win titles off wins like that. Like,
That's facts.
fine.
And again,
I'd be more concerned about the way against Forest it kind of got nervy at the end.
I agree.
But today was very. Like,
I agree. I think the first game scared me more than today. But I will say that again, the last two teams to beat Selhurst Park, to beat Palace at Selhurst Park was City and Arsenal. So I'm saying, like, we can push ourselves to be in that class and grind out results like that. But it's just going to take more effort to be on the front foot and be on the easier side of that ruthlessness, seeing out performances conversation.
I'm not dissing the game today, No.
No.
It's not, at the end of the day, you guys had 10 and you guys still won. But the thing is the same thing we saw last year. I feel like every 2 weeks, Arsenal fans, a dub is a dub. The 3 points is a 3 points. Until it's not that, you know what I'm saying? Until that dub doesn't become a dub, until that it is a tie. You lose points. Like, you guys played well, like a championship. Like I said, you win those tough games that sometimes not everyone's into it. And Caicedo should have scored 3 goals at least. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
But you guys win. You guys got the points. That's what matters. But you don't want to see that every away game.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Every game is like, it's sus. And it wasn't sus because at the end of the day,
but still grinded. But
it could have
margins.
Either way.
It's the at this stage in the game, it's the fine margins that make a champion or make second place, and it's that part that I agree with you. We got to be concerned with ironing out and getting straight before we get to that business end of the season. Because like right now, I'm not crazy. I'm not out of my mind. I'm not worried about too many things. I'm like, yo, listen, there's still time for stuff to mesh. But I know when it gets to March. You know what I'm saying? March, April time. That's why I'm like, oh, everything needs to be locked in. Now it's time for everything that we've been working on, all that stuff, to be all fleshed out, all ready to go, and we cook for the rest of the season. That's when I'm going to be worried.
You're not
That's
afraid
when I'm
of
going to see
injuries?
it.
These injuries and now a red card, now too. Down a...
Right
at least
now,
it wasn't a direct red card, but...
Yeah. Right now, not necessarily. Because
I don't know how your next games are. I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be after this. We're gonna be at home to Fulham, so I'm like, Zinchenko's gonna be back on the side, and we're probably gonna, what I'm saying, with hope, blow them away like 4-5-0 or 4-5-1.
And then it's United the week after that, right?
And then it's United at home the week after, and then I forget how the rest of the fixtures go, but yeah, I still think
it's an international break.
Yeah, international. Yeah, you're right. And I think even with Zinchenko in again, even when he came in against 10 men today, It was that control was back.
But what about Gabriel? Is he not starting because he's not fit, or
It was tactical. It was tactical. Mikel was trying to do that 3-2-2-3 thing. I'm about to say he's a Saudi, bro. Shut up. I just caught that. I'm about to say he's trying to do something different, tactical. But again, when stuff went left and it hit the field, he was brought right back in today, and him and Saliba right back like nothing left and just saw the game out. So I
was just wondering. I didn't know.
He's again. This is what I told y'all. He's trying to be unpredictable, and I hoped it wasn't going to be at the expense of Gabriel, but nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. You know what I'm saying? And a part of me likes that, but a part of me is like, damn, I didn't know everything that we built on could be changed or altered. But I gotta have trust in the squad. I gotta have trust in him. So we'll see.
Trey, how do you feel about this Ben White center back thing, Partey right back, and coming into the midfield?
It's one of the only ways we're gonna get that many amount of impactful players that, you know what I'm saying, in that setup on the pitch from what I see. So a part of me is not mad at it because Ben White can play center back. Ben White can play right back. He's very versatile, but in certain
he is a center back.
Yeah, literally by nature. Yeah. But it's the Partey thing.
Play left back.
Yeah, it's the Partey thing that does scare me a little bit with the inversion and some situations like today where he was getting caught out a little bit. I think overall it wasn't a bad game from him, but like in certain
gave away a pen.
Again, technically he probably did. I ain't gonna say FA didn't, because FA got a whole lot of things on their plate this week.
We'd be having an entirely different conversation if they did give that.
Very much, but again, it's from the end of last season as well. It's like, again, when a dynamic winger comes up against, you know, Partey, who's not well versed in that area, he can do well, but it's the fine margins again. Is it going to help or hurt? And in situations where we're going to control the ball, in games where we will control the ball, I think maybe I think it'll be fine. But in bigger games, like again against like a City, against United, against like, you know, in those situations, we need to probably revert a little bit more to type. And again, have Zinchenko on the left hand side, or, you know what I'm saying, and have Ben White on the right hand side. Go back to what we know before we do anything else again. I feel like that setup with Partey at right back is just to pack more people into the midfield and just exert more control on the ball.
I was gonna say,
it's contextual.
So would I be right in thinking that Arteta is only gonna be playing Partey at right back in the games where he wants to specifically play Havertz in one of the advanced 10s? So a game like this specifically, you know, but against City, for instance, he probably won't be playing Havertz in midfield. He'd have Rice and Partey, Odegaard, right? And then he'd have Ben White back at right back.
I feel like that will be more of the case, if especially I think in a game like City, like how the Community Shield was, he'll try and find a way to fit Havertz in, probably play him at striker just because he has the size and the outlet in case City press high, which they typically do against us. So that maybe worked in another way, but I think you're right about that, to where again he'll go a different route depending on, again, if he wants to exert more control or not. It's just he wants that unpredictability. He wants that. I said, man, you know what I'm saying, that level of. Yeah, he's
having Havertz and his number 10 and Odegaard playing 8, man. It's criminal.
Listen, bro, he's he's inherited the Pep Galaxy brain gene. Now that his squad's reached that level, it's like he hit that unlock in the skill tree.
He's just frauding to be Pep. I think he just Googles what would Pep do in this situation.
Bro, that's crazy.
He goes
when Pep was asking this man as a player, hey, what would you do against Real Madrid? What was you gonna do against them? But you know what I'm saying? He was taking calls as a player, bro. Of course, he learned some things from Pep, but the whole thing. That's a real
player. How do they know each other? How is this happening?
From I'm about to say La Masia from way back. Nah, that's not dude. Trust me, bro. I will send you the interview literally today. I'll go on YouTube right now.
I'm not saying do trust me. I'm just curious, like where they I always wondered how Arteta became his assistant in the first place. Like where
I'm pretty sure
that connection.
I'm pretty sure it was Barca. It was Spanish. I'm pretty sure it was from Barca. It was from something around Barca.
Spanish, so Trey could just get any Jamaican to be co-host on.
Of course.
No, you're not wrong.
Of course. You think Bailey's not gonna say, yeah, Usain Bolt, like he used to call me and stuff, you know? They can get away with stuff.
I mean, it's just one of those things that I think Arsenal's putting on. I mean, they're not a front, but like the second that they play City, like they're just gonna, like you said, like go back to their ways, which I guess is fine. But if you want to be a top cutthroat club, like you play your style regardless of who's lined up against you. Like
That's true.
City plays Newcastle. City's playing the same exact way. It doesn't matter, and I think that's in Real Madrid. Same thing. If you want to get to that level, which I think Arsenal obviously wants to do, and I think everyone wants to do, I think that you can make little tactical adjustments. But like, he's not doing this against City. Like, there's no
That's
chance
what
he
he.
goes to City.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what he would cut off his way of play, and you saw what happened last season.
But yeah, no, it would be
It's
the
one of the
cleanest
most
shit. Like you said, I
dominant-
think Havertz would go up top. I think that he'd play safe with Partey and Rice in the middle, which is fine. But then you play against Crystal Palace and you completely change shit just to, I think, kind of be edgy and different. And I don't get the reason for that. But
I feel like it's all context. Again, I will never say I know the full picture because this stuff is, at the end of the day, it's far beyond me. I don't understand everything yet. I don't understand half of anything. I don't understand a quarter of none of that shit. But I feel like
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're trying to compete, you got a 1-0 result in a tough environment, down a man. So I think at the end of the day, that's really all you can. I mean, I wish that I could say the same thing. And so you have to get these wins to compete. So
I agree, man. So
from the outside looking in,
back down.
real quick before sorry, Trey, cut you off.
No, go ahead.
From the outside looking in, like I get the impression that there's some fluidity things with Arsenal that aren't quite right. Like you guys don't look as smooth as you did last season. But it's like still super early. Like we're 2 games in, and you guys got 2 wins. So I mean, there's really nothing to complain about. Like that's the most
I think it's just
important thing
nitpicking because we expect them to be neck and neck with City at this point, which I don't think there's still. I think
but
that
should be a happy thing. You know?
I mean, points wise, they are, and I think the hope is that like Havertz's role will be more defined, and things will just click a bit better as the season progresses. But like picking up points during this transition phase, like that's perfect. I mean, that's that's all you can ask for.
Again, if we can kick on and get max points or get as many points as we can this window while we're still figuring things out, and when it clicks, when it's time to go in a crunch, we got it all figured out. I would rather be in that position than have more of what we had last season, where it was like, oh, okay, we were playing our way, we're blowing teams away, all crazy, but when it comes time, key injuries hit us and things start to shift in that crunch time, we don't know how to adjust. So I'd rather us figure out this new level, this new evolution of us trying to be more adaptable and flexible now, and again, do what we do, than try and just be stagnant, be the same, have team figure us out. We'll get points, but it might not work out for us in the long run. I'd rather risk it to hit that next level.
Yeah, talking about points. Let's move on to 1 point in 2 games by Chelsea.
Speaking of teams playing with 10 men.
Speaking of points.
Oh man,
$1 billion spent for every point.
Chelsea, man. West Ham 3, Chelsea 1 at London Stadium. Oh man, we thought it was gonna go one way. Oh boy, it did not. Goals from Aguerd, Mikel Antonio with a wonder strike. He told the hold that, Richarlison. That's how you score a goal. And a Lucas Paqueta goal. Pen in the 90th minute +5 to round it out. Chukwuemeka with a goal for Chelsea side. But let's talk about it, man.
Great
How
goal,
do we feel?
Let's give it to Chase. Let's give it to the Chelsea
Facts.
fans.
Also, speedy recovery to Chukwuemeka, man. Speedy recovery, for real. But yeah, go ahead, Chase.
I don't think the injury was as bad as it appeared, so I think he's actually going to be fine. But honestly, if it wasn't for the memeable aspects of the game, I mean, granted, yes, they lost 3-1. It was a bad loss. I don't think it was as bad as even last year was, even with everything being said. I think going forward, there was still a lot more fluidity. There's a lot more, it felt like it was a lot more put together than it was last year. Last year, it seemed like literally they went out there and had no idea what the fuck they were doing. Not a single person even knew where the other guy was going to be. Sterling, I thought, was excellent in that game. I think that was one of the biggest bright spots of that game, was how willing he was to drive forward with the ball. Again, I think if there was that penalty, if it wasn't Enzo, if there wasn't the whole $1 billion memeable price tag bullshit going on, he missed a penalty, whatever. I mean, I get it. And then the Caicedo, if he just wouldn't have stepped on the field, I think it would have been better off just because of everything going on. I don't think the performance is as bad as it was that the memeable moments were just so fucking memeable that you guys can just send bullshit in the chat all day. Like,
bro, was that not a performance? Like, was that not a stereotypical, like almost in a nutshell, performance that represents Chelsea's 2022-23 season? Like, exactly.
I don't even think it was, because last year I think it was worse.
So dynamic. You guys look so dynamic going forward. All these midfielders, all these forwards, FAUX forwards,
the midfielders.
like all these people, like legit. Like last season, Chelsea was doing the same thing, like against Real Madrid, against Liverpool in the 0-0.
No, Lampard started a fucking 5-3-1.
But going forward, in the second leg against Real Madrid, like Chelsea looking good going forward, and then they just cannot finish. They just when it gets to crunch, they just cannot put it away.
I mean, Nico Jackson definitely.
The only
Nico
team we
Jackson
could
hasn't
compare
looked
them-
the part. I'll say that. I mean, again, it's just like if Caicedo never stepped on that field and we lost 2-1 off a Antonio goal, which was a good goal,
and
but also
an Enzo penalty miss at the end of the day.
yes, he shouldn't have stepped up and taken that. I don't know who made that decision, but I think
Do you
Nico
even have a
Jackson.
penalty taker? Like other than
I
him,
mean, no,
Jorginho's
Jorginho
gone.
was
Gon's
always
gone.
the penalty taker.
Yeah, they already had a
Um,
penalty taker right now.
No,
Gotta-
I mean,
yeah.
if you don't have a striker, it's hard to have a penalty taker most of the time.
So
I mean,
Enzo's
that,
the
that
best
second
player.
goal, all three center backs made a mistake. I mean, that's one of the few mistakes I think I've ever seen Thiago Silva make in a Chelsea shirt. I thought DCI, however the hell you say his name,
No,
Diassi.
Alex, this sounds
Yeah.
like
DCZ.
Booker D. Booker
That's how
D.
forgettable. I mean, he had
Booker
such a
D.
good opening game, and then for him to basically revert back. I mean, he gave the ball away to start the action, then he didn't close down Antonio fast enough. I mean, he's fine, but all three center backs made mistakes on that goal. But again, I mean, Reece James is out of the lineup. I thought Chukwuemeka was great. Mudryk is a fucking waste of oxygen. Like, he's wasting our oxygen as living in the United States. That's how bad this motherfucker is. I'm sorry. I've made
Yeah,
the
that switch
bullshit.
up.
Dude, it's just like he falls down more than he fucking plays. And then the fucking TikToks come out of him hanging out at Payless dancing, and they're actually him. That's the worst part. Is usually you're like, oh no, that shit, it looks like him. Like the fucking shit, the shit that Gene puts on the pictures. Oh, it looks like me, kind of. Yeah, but that's actually him. Like, he's just a fucking me. It pisses me off, man. He gets the 10 shirt. Pulisic scored a banger today. Like, I've had all this shit bottled up inside me. I fucking slept all day yesterday. It's just like, man,
Big
like,
depression nap. Shout outs to those.
He was defending Mudryk 1 week ago.
I
thing
feel
is
better
with
now,
me-
but
The thing with me is, Chase, you guys didn't have a terrible game. But the same way that you clown United for having a good game and we still lost, and you pick out one Bruno moment, you pick out one moment that these players that had a good game to clown them,
Boy.
and then you talk about Enzo's price tag and missing a penalty and whatever. If it wasn't
everyone
that price
missed the
tag,
penalty, though.
okay, everyone misses a header every once in a while. It doesn't, but you still slander.
Yeah, but
doesn't
I'm
die,
just
you know?
stirring the pot when I talk shit about United. You know that. It's just a bit.
I understand, but we have to call
Spade is
call it
spade,
the way it
man.
is, man. £100 million penalty
115.
deciding. Oof.
My fault, my bad.
I'm talking about
Yo.
Enzo. I don't even know his ads on.
Nah, he's still. I thought it was 115 too. Them add-ons 115 too. Yeah, we know the
Yo,
math.
did
We know
anyone
the
verify
math.
that stat of how
That's
many
crazy.
league games Enzo's won at Chelsea?
That's
That
three.
That
verified
was,
if that's
that was a
It
fake
was
stat.
three.
That was a fake stat.
It was actually
No,
3
no,
wins.
I
It
believe,
was
I
actually
believe he's
really?
won.
Okay,
I believe
okay.
he's won
Yeah,
about
the real
4
stat
games in
is-
his Chelsea career.
Chelsea has won
Crazy.
every game they won in the league since Bully took over. Cost £80 million per win.
Yep.
Okay, but look
That's-
at that. Look at
that's
this starting
crazy.
lineup and tell me where you get. That's just bad fucking purchasing. Ben Chilwell, Gallagher, Gusto, DCIE.
You
Wait, so Gusto's
you,
bad?
You guess these guys up.
Yo,
They're
Gusto,
good, but they're not worth the
Gusto
price.
had
Like,
the
they're-
Aubameyang wig on, bro. Oh, look,
They're paying dumbass prices for these players, but these players aren't worth the value that they're paying for them.
Hey man,
Okay.
listen, that amortization, bro. Y'all be all right. Just lock it down to 8 years. Y'all be good.
back
So
to
how
it.
many
Yo,
many
Chelsea-
players has Todd Bowley signed that have been worth the money for Chelsea?
I still
He's
think
gonna say
Enzo is
Enzo.
worth. I think Enzo's worth that much
Enzo.
money.
They got Enzo. and I
Enzo,
said not
Caicedo.
Mudryk,
Enzo and
Caicedo?
Caicedo are the only Dude, he had one bad
For a-
fucking 15 minutes, and you guys think
It's
that
the
he's like
only
a
15
bum.
minutes he's had. It's the only
Yes, but
15 minutes he's had.
Have you seen him last year? He gets thrown in. He had a bad couple fucking possessions. It's fine. Like,
Well,
I don't think people
I
are
mean,
acting like
So all
he's-
jokes
you don't-
aside,
He's not.
all
He's not
jokes
a
aside, I
bum.
think Caicedo is still gonna have a good Chelsea career.
Of course.
yes, he's
to the
gonna be
question,
fine.
Well, what does he have to do to be worth 150 million? If
Yeah,
we're
that was
asking
my
him?
question.
Probably
That was
interesting,
my
but
But that's what I told you. No CDM or whatever role he's playing is worth that money. If all he's doing is defending, he's not worth 115 million.
Yeah, the amount
You
of
know what I'm
pressure
saying?
he has on him right now to
But that's
Yes,
the
to
market.
replace
I'm gonna do
Kante.
the same way. The
I
same
mean-
thing that people treated Pogba for 87 million pounds. I'm gonna throw onto these players. The same
Mm.
pressure.
But that's the
The
market.
same
If
pressure.
Chelsea wouldn't have paid it, Liverpool would have paid it, Real Madrid would have paid it. Like, it wouldn't have
But they
mattered who
didn't.
paid
But
it.
they didn't, though. That's the thing. You guys.
Someone
did.
would-
Technically,
though.
technically, Liverpool did. He just rejected it.
Yeah,
Player
Right.
so
terms.
Right.
Player terms.
It
that's
doesn't
just what the
matter.
market is. Plus, if he's playing, if you put him next to Enzo, not only are you getting Caicedo, but you're getting the best out of Enzo, which is what it's supposed to be. You
Is
throw
the
Lavia in
unlocked.
there too.
Is the unlocking
I mean,
phase.
But the
Yeah,
thing
you
is,
gotta
In
unlock
order to
Enzo.
unlock Enzo, you need to spend over 200 million for him and his.
That's
Well,
a
no,
cra-
it was more
that's
like you
that's
needed a
nutty
six.
That's a crazy ass lock, boy. Where
It's
you
like
get
when
we're
that
not
Man
talking
at?
United
about
signed a bunch of
the
players to
reason
unlock
that
Pogba.
Caicedo
Little days.
performed
Facts,
like
bro.
that.
Took
How is he
half a
letting
decade to unlock him, and then he left.
How is he letting a player like Paqueta get into his head like that?
Bro,
Out of
that-
all players, he's letting Paqueta
Okay,
get into
I mean,
his head.
Paqueta probably fucking bribed him before the game and put a bet on it. Like,
Okay, this guy.
Allegedly.
nah,
allegedly.
that
He,
joke was
he
crazy.
put
My
a,
man,
he put a bet on
Caicedo
on
was like-
Caicedo giving away a penalty.
Caicedo
in that
moved his
game.
man's away. He was like, yo, I got
He
him.
went
I
like
got him.
this.
I got him. I got
And
him.
then
Like, it got
I don't understand how he let it. He played
a
so
whole page.
like you
of
said,
CG.
15 minutes.
Not
15
probably
minutes.
put $5 million on Caicedo to give up a penalty, and then we just paid
And
back
again,
all that money
You're
right
playing
there.
that much money for a player that played in a system in Brighton, and he's going to play football at a team like Chelsea that plays completely different. I don't know.
No, dude,
We'll see.
no, I think
You
if
know?
you want to clown Enzo, that's fine, but I think there's no place to clown Caicedo for a 15-minute appearance where he gave
Oh
away
no, there's a lot of room
penalty.
to
Oh, there
clown him.
absolutely is. What
No,
do you mean?
bro.
You have to pull him on his mistakes.
We have a whole
People are
warehouse
like,
to
oh,
clown
he's a
Caicedo.
bum. Like
Hey,
he,
can we
you
talk
know,
about it? It wasn't 15 minutes. It was like close to 30, if anything. Let's
Bro,
make
Yeah,
that.
actually, he came on for the 63rd
like 30
minute.
minutes.
He's like the 62nd
Yeah.
minute, actually, and I only
Come on,
noticed
not
because
15 minutes.
I only noticed because I saw on Twitter there was people taking handwritten notes of every mistake he made from the 62nd minute on to the end of the game, and it was like a page and a half full. So I mean, take it with that
I
what you
wish
will.
I was
That is
hating like that guy. I wish I
that's
hated
proper
like him.
hatred.
And that's
That
the
is
thing.
some
I
hatred
respect
right
it.
there.
I admire
I understand that in the long run he might be worth it, he might not. But Chase, when a player with that price tag, the biggest price tag in Premier League history comes into your team, that's the way he's gonna get that. Like,
The bet-
every
I
move
mean, I
that he's
get
gonna
it.
do.
Yeah,
the
I
best-
I
I'm
get
about to
what's
say,
happening.
Yeah,
The best
you can ask
new
Jack
signing-
Grealish. I mean, everybody
best-
was on his ass when he signed
Hey.
for us. So
Hey man,
Yeah,
I'm
and
telling
they
you,
still would be.
Not as bad as they should have been though.
yeah,
and they still and
People
they
should have
still
been on
should.
Grealish's case worse after his first season. His
Literally.
first season was terrible.
dog. But
And
yeah,
they still should. But he plays for City and he wins trophies with them.
because basically every City signing at the moment is a success. Truthfully,
Okay.
very
mean,
odd one out.
Grealish is
It's true.
Jack is
It's true
old.
though. It's true though.
100
Signing for
for
City is
Grealish.
the safest bet right now. Like you would like people
Yeah,
can't even
because
call
it doesn't matter
Calabri's-
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
play like Grealish and you. It
Everyone's
doesn't
gonna
matter.
forget
Exactly.
your-
No, that's
Yeah.
just true. That's just that's true.
You know
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying. It's just like nobody's
Let's
gonna.
talk about
have
City. Let's
be
talk about
able to-
City.
nah. Wait, he trying to run. Look at him trying to run. Look at him trying to run. Look at him
Where's
trying
the
to run.
score? City 1, Newcastle
Look at him,
0.
look at him trying to escape.
Change the swap
Look at him
the
trying to
subs.
escape, bro. Nah, wait, hold up.
There's
Before
no,
you-
dude. There's no winning. I didn't want to get on this fucking podcast. Regardless of what I say, I'm not wearing a Chelsea kit. It was a fucking terrible afternoon. There's no denying it. There's no defending it. It was bullshit. Enzo, you can't miss that fucking penalty. I'm sorry. You in that moment, you know what the stakes are. You can't miss the penalty. Caicedo, you can't go fucking be that bad. Like simple shit, man. Like you. I mean, I've tried
Can
to
I ask you
defend
a
it.
serious question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Shoot.
Can I ask Chase a serious question real quick? So,
Please.
I gotta follow
hand on
up.
your heart, which do you think is going to come first? Enzo 10 Premier League wins with Chelsea, or Mudrik's first goal?
I don't think Mudryk is going to play, so I would say Enzo 10 Premier League wins. I think Mudryk is just not good. I think Arsenal actually, it was like a big fucking April Fool's joke. Like, we're going to put a bid in for this guy, this random dude with ugly-ass hair from fucking
You blame
Ukraine.
City for that, man. They started this freaking.
No, it was Arsenal.
This thing.
Arsenal
No, I'm
put
just
a
saying
bid
they
in.
started this putting bids in, and then people think the player is good.
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They started
That's
that
a learned
practice.
Oh,
success.
so you're saying they baited them into it was a
It's
it was a
very- it's
master
very much
strategy.
bait.
More
I
than
got-
like
I gotta-
Isaac over here.
I gotta.
Didn't City bait us into Maguire or something like that?
Yes, I
Something like
thought
that.
they
I'm
were.
telling you, dude, City is so
That was
fucking
the
bored
best.
that they're just buying guys to
That was
sit
the
on the
best
bench
place.
just so other people can't have them. And then
Well,
they're
that was
the best
pranking other
place,
guys.
I gotta
Me
follow.
too.
All right, before we move, I do gotta follow up. Though I ain't gonna lie. So roughly, how would you say, based on that cameo, like how big are Caicedo's Tims when he puts them on before he gets on the pitch? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are they 13 and a half? Moises Caicedo, hold
Okay,
that
okay.
L. I'm
Bro,
sorry,
it's
son.
just-
I'm sorry.
He'll be fine. I'm really not concerned.
No joke.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
A serious question. What do you think now? Because you had them top 6 in your predictions. You
Yeah.
still think you guys will be top 6
Yeah.
with all the quality that's in the Premier League right now? You think you guys will be top 6?
I mean, it's between Chelsea or Tottenham, I guess. I don't see who else would. I think Brighton falls out.
Brighton,
so then,
Villa.
no, dude, they're fine. People are overreacting. It was a bad result. they still have Lavia, who hasn't even played a minute. If Reece James is somewhat healthy and comes back at a relatively decent time, I still don't think they're done. I think they're bringing in one more attacking player. I don't know who it will be, but I do think that Nico Jackson has had 2 appearances now to prove that he's the main guy to lead the line. I don't think that's. I saw Adrian just put something in the chat that Lukaku may go to West Ham or some bullshit. That money's going to come in.
I said that.
Lukaku
No,
and Tony
no,
Selling
Wright
Lukaku
versus
to West Ham
Diabolical.
after they dunk on you is that's shameful. So shameful.
Now, my question here is when Nkunku gets back, and now that they're gonna start
But that's
Lavia.
months from now. You know
Okay,
what I'm
but
saying?
right now,
It's
like,
tough.
is this
A lot could
system that Poch is using at Chelsea right now? Like, how is this gonna change?
I think eventually there's no way to fit Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo in the team at the same time. I think you're having kind of too much of the same thing. I think 2 of those 3 will play. I think the other one can. I mean, dude, Caicedo as a right back, is that? I mean, he play like that at Brighton, maybe like a Thomas Partey type role. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but that was a thing that he did at Brighton. I think if you really want to get all of them in the similar to Arsenal, they want to get Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, and Partey all on the field. I think that's an option, especially if Reece James is going to be out. But I think eventually, once you get Nkunku, he has to play the 10. That's his best position. I don't think Nkunku's a striker, especially not in the Prem. So I think eventually, whether it's Nico Jackson or you get someone else in, there has to be someone to actually lead the line, and Nkunku's behind that. But
you guys have the perfect game for next week after a terrible loss like this one. You guys play Town, right? At home?
Yeah. And I'll come on next Monday and be happy. And if they don't, then I won't be on the podcast anymore if they lose that game. So
what could possibly go wrong?
You could show up with a paper bag over your head.
Is it time for Pochettino out? If you guys tie
already
to Luton, Town.
Let's be real. It's only a matter of time until Chelsea fans start bringing up his Tottenham allegiance, like the way Everton fans turned on Rafa Benitez. Like once it started going a little sour.
It'll be quick.
It's only a matter of time.
You know how quick Pochettino out if you guys lose or something like to Luton Town or like that, and then the next game, I'm just saying it could be very quickly that we could get the first manager gone. I'm just saying. I don't think it will happen. I think
they're fine. I think the locker room's in a lot better place than it was. I think you have the right people in there, and it's just going to take time. So
that's what they said. And then this
it fucking sucks. It's a horrible place to be on Chelsea Twitter right now, but it'll be all right.
Absolute delight for me.
They missed
right
out
now.
on Olise too. That was just an added.
Oh yeah, Olise resigned. Damn, it's been a shit
week
for you,
that's
bro.
The profile.
It's been
that's the profile that
week.
they're going for, right? Like this wide playmaker. Like basically Ziyech. Basically, they had that in Ziyech. They just disrespected him and sent them away.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Chelsea has a plan with their signings. I think they just.
He's playing
it's like a kid at the Toys R Us. You know, they're just grabbing stuff. Like I don't know why Chelsea spent 60 million to buy Romeo Lavia. I don't understand.
Doesn't make sense.
You already have a midfield duo that cost over 200 million.
Listen,
like you said, Nkunku's for sure going to be starting in the at least number 10. Maybe he might play up front once he's back.
All this money,
but right now Pochettino's he's playing this back 5. So I mean, he doesn't even have space for 3 midfielders.
Yeah, no space for 3 midfielders. And you play. I mean, you got
doesn't make
up
sense
front. Like Raheem Sterling is playing up front with Jackson. Like those.
Right, and like Lavia makes sense if your two senior midfielders are maybe late 20s, early 30s, but they're both like 21 years old. Like Lavia's almost the same age as them. Like it's not even like
the whole roster construction is set up to be a big failure if everyone happens to be healthy at the same time. Like think about how many center backs I have if everyone's healthy. Fofana,
facts.
Dadia Chio was very good last year. I mean, Thiago Silva eventually will age out. Colwell, Chalobah, Diassi, like you have way too many. And like you said, I mean, if Gallagher can leave for 50 million, like I'm hearing that Chelsea wants for him, 45 million. You basically get Lavia for 15 mil, which at 19 years old, I still think is a good deal. When we were talking about last week signing Lavia, or 2 weeks ago, I said I really don't understand why. I'm never going to complain about bringing in a quality midfielder, but there's really no place for him. I don't know how much he's actually going to play or be a big part of the team, but I mean, injuries happen too. Like knock on wood, but next week Enzo could go down for 3-4 months. And next thing you know,
with all this money, why didn't you guys go all in for Harry Kane?
Why don't we just buy fucking Mbappe at this point?
175 million Spurs, give us Harry Kane.
I think if I was the biggest probably advocate for Harry Kane, just with Potts being there already, like it made perfect sense, but I don't know why it didn't happen, but Again, that would mean
Makes
that
no
someone had
sense.
brains in the fucking front office. And
Daniel Levy would have rinsed Chelsea too.
Oh yeah, he would.
I would've
He would
Yeah. I'm convinced
175
that Levy
million.
just refused to sell to any English team.
Oh yeah, nah.
He
He just
definitely
paid.
think so.
He just paid.
London.
I
100%.
think he just didn't. He
175
wouldn't do
million?
it.
No way.
Maybe
you would
one.
say
I don't know. I don't know. We were talking numbers like that, but I do know that he did not want to sell Kane to City 2 years
Oh,
ago
yeah.
just
For less
because
than
City.
Well, yeah, but he said now.
But bro, 175 million would be rinsed. Like, if
Yeah,
paying
you-
that much for a 30-year-old striker would be
Yeah,
crazy.
sure.
Like, it might end up
he
being
would-
worth
sure.
it.
Yeah, he
but-
would
With
have
ankle
fleeced him.
problems, like
But they're spending 170 million on two midfielders that one just gave away a pen and one's not even. But I don't know, man.
I mean, but the difference is they're both like 21 years old, so like,
Yeah.
they could be generational. You know, it's a risk, but
could
it's
be.
there.
I'm just saying.
But yeah,
Enzo's already generational. He's a World
Out
Cup.
of, out of the billion spent, what is 175 M's? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
oh yeah, compared
Oh,
to,
to
yeah,
them,
compared to what
yeah.
they've already spent, yeah.
He would have never sold, especially to a London club. No chance. But I
Yeah.
would have paid.
175 million, he would get fired if he wouldn't. But 175 million for a 30-year-old.
If Daniel Levy could have gotten fired, he would have gotten fired already.
I mean,
bro. That's
and
too
the
powerful.
striker market is not. I mean, it's not looking good right now, is it? Because
Yeah, it's
who's
bad, yeah.
available?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
crazy.
So everyone
it's only
Osimhen.
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 Osimhen is the only
Osimhen.
guy.
Everyone
who's,
expected
like,
Osimhen to move, and he's
he's not
like
going
some
nowhere.
clubs wanted Osimhen, and he just stayed in
Oh,
Napoli.
and
Like,
Napoli
Yeah, I
are
figured.
so hard to negotiate with.
I already
so
see
Napoli-
Osimhen in an Arsenal jersey. That's already like my image.
I-
of
Chelsea.
him.
I got.
Chelsea already
I got.
had Giroud and can't
That was
play Giroud,
dependent
so
on that.
At this point, Giroud would have scored more goals than anybody at Chelsea.
100%.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
I ain't
facts.
gonna lie.
Would have.
Did
Did he
Yeah.
did he not assist Pulisic today? Or am I crazy?
He scored a goal today.
Yeah. And
I don't
Tomori
know if
was
he
out
assisted.
there, and Loftus Cheek.
Well, he
They
assisted
were all out
Pulisic.
there.
He did.
Okay, you did. Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Nah.
Bro, that
Yeah.
AC Milan team is just so funny. How many, like, not only ex-Chelsea players, but specifically ex-Lampard Chelsea players.
Yeah.
Like Giroud, Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek, Tomori.
Tomori.
Yeah, Tomori.
Like they were
Yeah.
all in the same Chelsea team, and they're here starting for AC Milan.
Nah.
What is going on?
That
It shows that
rejuvenation,
Italian football isn't that good.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. He said
Bro,
it,
AC
not
Milan
me.
clowns Chelsea if they play right now.
Mm.
Clowns them.
I think Nona FC would clown Chelsea right now if they played, but give it a couple months.
Hey, the
Oh
viewers
my.
don't provide some context. What is Nona FC?
Nah,
Adrian,
The
forget
viewers
that.
don't even know
Forget
what
that.
that
cares.
is.
Don't worry about it.
Adrian. Let's talk about that boring ass City Newcastle game.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
hear it.
talk about it. I'll be the first to admit that the first half had me falling asleep. So,
Bro.
it was a very boring game.
We should have known though. We expected so much.
I'm yawning
For
just
sure.
thinking about that, bro. Dog, that match was dead. Yo, I was literally
It was-
in
it
this
was
same
awful. It was
seat.
an
I was
awful match
leaning
of
back.
football, honestly. It was
The lean
bad.
on my seat was all the way back. I had the blanket on, bro. I fell asleep from like the 41st, like the 78th minute. I promise you.
Is
I was
that not
all
a big
fell asleep in the
compliment?
game.
Is that not a
I
big
took-
compliment to City though, and what they were able to do to basically take a team that scored 5
Yeah.
goals a week before and basically choke them out? Like
Yeah,
I
it
think
was.
that's a
I
good thing.
promise
Yeah, it
you,
was. 'Cause we-
you will
we
chafe,
were able to,
Chase. Your legs will chafe from all this riding. I promise
I'm
you.
We
telling
contained,
you, man.
we contained them, and
It's
that was
insane.
that
Bro, I
was
mean,
what we wanted to do. We contained them. That's it. And
It's not even riding. It's just that you have to appreciate. I mean, what else do I have to
I'm
look
not
forward to?
appreciating that. I'm not as a football fan. I'm not appreciating.
I
watching
mean,
a
obviously
boring-ass
the
game. I don't
product
care.
wasn't good, but if you're talking about just winning a game against a team like Newcastle, who's very high attacking and a bunch of goals and high energy, to be able to basically suck the life out of them. I mean, I don't know why everyone's talking about Newcastle having some great performance. I don't think that was the case at all. They had
Well,
7 shots.
What,
Okay.
what are you gonna do?
And I feel
What are you
like-
gonna do
I'm not
against
gonna
that?
lie.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
had
If they're
a
as
good-
good as
If you guys win, if you
They had
guys
a
win
good
to that, if you guys play that City team, you guys lose 7-0 off.
We're not talking about Chelsea though. We're not so
I'm not
Newcastle and
talking- I'm just
Chelsea
saying
are
in
not.
general. I'm just saying in general. If United go to that thing like we've done, we conceded 6 goals last season. It's a slaughterhouse, you know. To the same way City contained them, Newcastle contained City. If they don't have that moment of brilliance that Alvarez had, guess what?
That's true.
That's-
It's the
you know what I'm
fine.
saying? Like,
I mean,
It's the
Holland
fine.
could have scored a brace at least, though.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think-
yeah, Holland did
but
not.
sometimes
Good.
shit don't fall.
I thought Foden was really very good.
Foden
It
was
was a
insane.
rejuvenating
Yes.
performance from Foden.
Don't ever
Messi-
put him on the wing
Messi
again.
regen.
Don't ever.
And
put
on top of
don't
that,
ever put Foden on the wing
everything
again.
right now, City, believe it or not, I mean, we're winning games and everything, but we're definitely in a bit of a transitional phase because Gundogan's gone, Mahrez. Those are two very big losses.
Wow.
We've got these new faces coming in. We got Doku coming in now. He's gonna be he's a different We haven't had a winger like this in a while since Sterling and Sane days.
Yeah.
So now we've got another a guy who's gonna come in and play a completely different style to the way that
it go through like 2 years
or on the left
figure
too.
out Pep. He's
Yeah,
not
he's-
gonna be able
yeah,
to
yeah.
walk in that.
But I'm just glad that he offers something different because I thought even last season that even though we won the treble and we were extremely successful, I still wanted a quick player to.
Man misses that PMP so
available.
bad. He misses that PMP so he wants that pace, bro.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was just more like you have the option, and that's it. Because sometimes you need something different. You needed something explosive.
But I don't think you
through
guys
the
are
middle
gonna
throughout wide.
I don't think you guys are gonna miss Gundogan and Mahrez now.
Yeah. You see how you
Well,
see
We
we
still
said-
might. We still might because I mean,
I think
we all like. I mean, like I haven't seen Doku play that much. I've seen a few
But I'm
times. I
talking
like
about
him.
in the clutch part of the season. You know that April.
Oh, that's what you
May,
mean. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
like
because
the people
both
who
of these
know what
guys
it
came up
takes.
clutch. Both
I
of
don't
these
think
guys
it's
came
gonna
up
hit
clutch
up,
whenever.
You know what I'm
So,
saying? I don't think we'll see those games that Holland or KDB are just not in it, and they need someone. You guys are lucky if you didn't have Silva still. If Silva, you guys are lucky.
if
If Silva
Silva
left
left.
that Barca game 2 weeks ago, man, and saw it, and he said,
UFC man.
"Hell
He
no,
wanted to leave.
hell no."
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna stay. So that's a massive.
And bro, Kovacic
Yeah.
Kovacic
I need
like really impressed me. I think he looked
balled.
so natural in that City midfield. The
Yeah,
only thing
and
is
the,
though, like he's just such like Adrian. You talked about it. I don't know if it was last episode or before, but you mentioned how Kovacic is really good at ball retention, same as Gundogan. But like I think we all know Kovacic isn't late runs into the box. He's not really going to find
Coach
those
is not an
pockets in
attack. He's not
between,
going to be that
Yeah.
attacker.
like in front of the defensive line. So because of that, like I think City's going to have a lot of games like what we saw this past weekend this season, where it's just pretty boring to watch, but they have control the whole game. And like the reason why I said I think Ederson's going to win the Golden Glove, like City's defense now is just like it's just rock
Yeah,
solid.
so
Like I think City's going to have a lot of really boring games like this, where
they
just,
they had,
Yeah.
you know, they just
Now-
kind of
and when
comfortably
it-
win.
yeah.
Which
Now,
they had in the past. It's
we
not the
still
first
are
season
looking
that
at
they do
bringing
that.
in a midfielder though.
I saw y'all link with
I
Wirtz,
think it's
bro.
going to happen. I
Jesus
don't know who it's going to be.
Christ.
I don't know if it still could be Paquetá. I don't know if it's going to be Olmo. I don't know if it's going
Bro,
to be
please.
Verts.
Almost making
Please,
a
for
case right
every-
now. 4 goals in 2 games.
For
I mean,
everything
I wouldn't,
that is
wouldn't
good,
complain. Olmo. I mean, I'd be happy with any of those three players. Now, I know that we're going to
Olmo's
make a
really
push
good.
for it. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen because I know City are
Dog.
not the team that, not anymore that submits to whatever the asking
You're just gonna
prices
play a
of most
defender at
most
center mid
places.
though.
if
Um,
y'all
but
deal
the-
with
The reports were saying that we had agreed a deal with West Ham for Paquetá, and the betting allegations have postponed the negotiations for now. So we don't know what's gonna happen. Like if he gets cleared, we could have a deal, and Paquetá could be at City.
You think he'd get cleared this soon though? Like
I don't know.
feel like
I
it's
don't
gonna
know.
take a while, like
I mean,
months.
I would think that City, like if City were really serious about bringing him in, they would even step in and try to go after the FA and say like we need to know if it's clear or not because we're trying to bring this player to our club.
Hey,
I don't know what's
Sorry
gonna
to get a
happen.
little off topic. Oh, sorry. You could continue.
I was just saying, like, when we're gonna make a push for one of those three players. I think. I don't know if we're gonna get one
Please.
or not, but
Lord.
that type of player is gonna be really the Gundogan replacement. They're gonna be those because all three of them are good at doing what Gundogan did. You know,
For
making
all
those late runs. All of them have that,
that is
capability.
good and holy
so
in
yeah.
this world. For all that is good and holy in this world, please don't let it be Florian Wirtz, bro. Please don't let it be Wirtz. Oh
Yeah,
my
I
gosh,
hope it's not him.
please,
I hope it's not him.
please.
Why
I
are
think
you
he's
saying that?
probably
Is it
the-
because you want
probably
Arsenal
least-
to sign
probably
him, or
least
what's
like
the?
that.
No,
No,
he's nice
not even
because he's nice,
because I
bro.
want Arsenal to sign him. He's just fucking really good. He's just really.
How many times have you watched him play though? Like
No.
full 90 minutes?
I'm about to say at least 4 times. At least 4 times from
Since his
previous
injury,
season.
he hasn't
I'm about
been
to
the
say,
same.
But no. Post ACL, he's been actually solid. He's been nah.
Because
Come
bro,
on.
didn't Kai Havertz have similar hype at Bayer Leverkusen?
Yeah, bigger hype. Kai Havertz was generational,
Right.
dude. Everyone was talking about him
Yeah.
like he was the next fucking Zidane, and now he can't run.
But
Fuck
again,
outta here
That's what I'm saying. At this point, bro,
post
like,
ACL,
I'm-
he looks like that. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, anyone you throw into the City side, does it really matter if you have any kind
Also-
of talent? Like,
Also true. I'm not
not to
doubting that.
glaze them or anything, but
Yeah, but again, City's the machine. It's just gonna put another cog in. But at least from everything I've seen, I really like Wirtz, and I think he would really do well in like a midfield role like that. And also, if they get somebody like that in, what are the chances that Foden isn't really going to have a spot anymore? If that's the case, if KDB's healthy and they add another central midfield player, what are those chances that Foden just doesn't really get a spot in or look in?
I agree. Now this past game, Foden actually started as the right winger, and then he kind of drifted inside because we had Walker overlapping. Which is something that like never happens under Pep anymore. We never have fullbacks go up. So he could technically start.
Walker was shit last season. Like at the end, he's like, Walker can't play what I want him to play or something.
Well, I mean, Walker
style.
He couldn't play in the
inverted role, right?
In the inverted role anymore because he was never really good at it. He was never good on the ball. He's more even like in this game. How many times did Walker get in behind with the ball?
Not really.
Like imagine it was Cancelo getting those balls instead of Walker. Like we probably would have scored another goal.
Right.
So, but I don't know if that's gonna persist. Like I think that's just something that happens very occasionally, especially when KDB's out. Because when KDB's there, that never happens. We never have.
I mean, Foden like played on the right wing, but he was essentially one of the.
So essentially, he was drifting inside. Yeah, he was doing.
Right, he kept picking up the ball in those pockets. And I don't know what's taken. Like what Pep's been like. What his reason has been for not trying Foden there. I'm really giving him.
It's all because KDB likes to penetrate those same spaces,
and that's tough, bro. That's Foden's
like I'll take the Spurs game last season, for example, where we came back to win. We had Mahrez do what Foden was doing, yesterday he was playing that right wing role where he was more natural coming inside. And then I think Cancelo was back then. He was still playing, so he was coming up, and so it's something that he does to make up for KDB's absence, to have that right winger drift inside and be the main creator and have play filtered through them.
You think he would do that for the next 5 months instead of just playing Foden where KDB would have played?
I can tell you, it's probably not his preference. But I really have no. It depends on who's coming in. If we even get somebody, if not, then I think we're going to be seeing that a lot more. But then Kyle Walker could become an issue because he's not good going forward. He's not the best. He can get a decent cross in every once in a while, but we're going to demand more from that role in this system.
Is Alvarez in that spot like a permanent thing, do you think, in terms of he's going to hold that spot, or do you think it's still just out of necessity right now until something better comes along? I mean, he's proven that.
I would probably say that right now it's out of necessity because our squad is so thin at the moment. Like if you saw our bench on Saturday, it was just full of.
You got a man called Bob in there. I was like, yo, who? That's like
some guy. He's a good player.
I think Cole Palmer's good. I think he could
Cole Palmer's solid though.
And with Doku coming in, Cole Palmer might be heading out on loan with Doku coming in. That's what the rumors are. So I think the Alvarez thing is out of necessity right now, but depending on who comes in, it could be he could go back to I don't know. I mean, he's proving that he's really good in that role. He came in clutch on Saturday, scored banger. But it's all dependent on how we finish the window, I think. Before I really say anything that's set in stone, we have to see who comes in, whether we get anybody or we don't, and then we'll just have to see where we go from there.
Or I can't
get a tiny bit off topic. You mentioned Kovacic. Why didn't Chelsea keep Kovacic or Jorginho or something? It's what Real Madrid are doing with Modric and Kroos and still playing the young guys, throwing them in. If Chelsea did that, I don't think they would be in the same situation. I don't think you guys would be in the same situation you guys are right now.
I think there was some bad blood with contracts, and I don't think Kovacic was the best person in the dressing room. I mean, whether it was right or not, but I think he had some him and a couple of the other guys that they were just trying to clean house with.
I mean, what about Jorginho? Jorginho
stuff. That's a big. Arsenal, how much did Arsenal pay for him?
What?
It's not about
12.
It's not about.
Yeah, but if you can get Jorginho out, I don't think Jorginho really had anything to offer at that point.
Hey, listen from Trey. Yeah, watch how he played today. Watch how he played today.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta wash your hands.
It's product the project. I understand.
I agree with Adrian. Yeah, Chelsea's just bad planning by Chelsea.
I mean, it's almost like they're playing career mode on FIFA. Like that's
I mean, definitely.
Foley has basically rebuilt an entire Chelsea team since he.
Literally,
how many players has he signed? Yeah, I mean,
the
whole team is different.
I'm just saying, I think you guys would have some type of balance with that. Like if you guys bring these guys in, and then you still
Yeah,
have
but
these people
like I
that
said
have that
earlier, if
experience,
someone
you know?
was smart and knew what they were doing, that's probably what would have happened. But also at the same
I just
time, I
wanted
guess.
to throw that in just because
Yeah, I mean,
it
just
just clicked
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
what
you
they
don't have
should
to
have done.
remind me.
Yeah.
You could
I'm
sell
hurting
one
now.
player, like you know, they still got money from Casemiro, Madrid, but they still kept Modric and Cruz at the getting those 1 years, and
We
Tchouaméni,
could always bring
Casemiro.
Lukaku back in to kind of teach the new guys the way.
Talk about
Guys,
lucky.
Teach them
big
more, bro. To
round,
do those
baby.
Sky Italia interviews.
Nah,
Talk
facts.
about
Why are we
so
talking about
how
Chelsea
that-
again?
Yeah, nah, hey man, he's got to rap a Jay-Z verse flawlessly to get through the training, bro. You got to rap a whole verse, you know what I'm saying, and throw that up. Just, you know what I'm saying, just get through the basic trainings and
So,
shit. But he'll be alright.
Let's
He
go
got
to
it.
our picks. Let's go to our picks now.
But so yeah, for sure. We can roll through to basically our Yank picks. So yes, the best player of the week, your best team of the week, your worst team of the week, and your fraud of the week. We can go through it in that order. Phil, we can start with you, bro. We can get your picks down. You know what I'm saying? You could do a little offshoots if you like, but run through your picks, man.
All right. So my player of the week that I initially had, we ended up talking about him a bit too much, so I want to say a different name. I'm going to say Kaoru Mitoma, whose name has not been mentioned yet in this podcast.
Yeah, I know.
And
We kept a couple
what a
out.
baller, bro. Just such a
27
good player.
29-year-old wonder kid. That's why I'm not.
36 years old, bro.
26.
Who cares? Nah, he's such a fun player to watch. Like, I remember when he first broke into the Brighton team, like right before the World Cup last season. And I was watching this guy on the wing. I was like, dude, like this guy not only like every time I watch him take on a defender, like not only was he almost every single time getting past the defender, but his final ball, like his final decision was just always the right one. Like he'd always pick out like he'd always do the cutback when he needed to. He'd always cross it when he needed to. He would always cut in and take a shot when he needed to. And I was like, dude, like where did they find this guy from? And then like I watched him play in the World Cup. Right, he was pivotal in the comeback against Germany, wasn't he? Like he came on in the second half and that was when like the whole world really started noticing Mitoma. I mean, not gonna act like I'm the first one.
Criminal that he didn't start though.
Facts. That coach
Right,
was
he
bugging.
didn't- he didn't start any of
Coach was
their games,
bugging.
I think.
He just like didn't start him during that
The
World
coach didn't
Cup.
start Kubo. He didn't
Facts.
start any of their talented
Tweaking.
players. So
He didn't
Tweaking.
start
He was a
Tomiyasu
terrorist.
either, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he came back from the World Cup and just started balling out. And then like there was, I feel like this feeling that it was just a purple patch and he wouldn't be able to keep it up. And he kind of did like peter away at the end of last season. But I'm just really happy to see him come back now, just flying like this. That goal against Wolves, just
it was
like
gorgeous.
if he was 5 years younger, he's guaranteed over 100 million transfer in the summer.
They'll still probably.
I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen? I hope he stays at Brighton. Like
Yeah.
I feel bad when a team is just getting all their talent picked up like this, and he's just so fun to watch.
I don't fuck Brighton.
My most impressive team. This is calling out a Mr. Trey down there. His relegation pick, West Ham United. I think for all the baggage, not only from Trey, but just all the baggage West Ham has had coming into the season with losing Rice, and there's been so much talk that they've had a terrible summer window. They haven't really known what to do with the Rice money. They tried to get Polina, they tried this, they tried that. They ended up getting Alvarez, who didn't even start against Chelsea. Right, all this Paquetá to City stuff, Paquetá, like his allegations going on. There's just so much swarming around the club. So just for their opening home game of the season to have such like a cathartic release and such a good second half performance against Chelsea, like it would really impress me. I didn't expect them to play that well. Shout out Mikel Antonio also, just great goal.
Yeah. Oh man.
Worst team. I didn't pick them last week just because they managed to scrape through a result. But their performance last week was probably worse than this week. But almost like an aggregate of the 2 weeks, I'm putting in Man United. Just
played way better than against Wolves. But okay, continue.
I mean, I clarify my reasoning for why I have them in. I think they've, like in my opinion, they maybe had the most disappointing start of any team in the league, just from what I expected them to be to how I've seen them playing. But I still think Ten Hag is the right manager. Like I think they'll sort it out. But yeah, so far it hasn't been good. Fraud of the week. I mean, I don't think there's any surprise of who I'm picking for this.
Which one?
A certain British record fee.
Caicedo.
You can't
Tim's
get
on the
fraud
pitch. I don't know how. Like what deal Billy struck with the PGML that he's able to get on the pitch with Tim's. But Moises Caicedo, just incredible cameo. I couldn't have dreamt of a better cameo from him. I was hate watching the game. I can't lie. I felt a lot better. The fact that Chelsea was already down by the time he came on. I was a bit salty because I had a Garrett in my FPL, but that's another story. But Caicedo just made my Sunday, you know, like it just what a treat. Just French kiss. Just I couldn't have pictured it being any better than that. So fraud of the week, and I loved every second of it. Yeah, that's all I need to get through, right, from last week.
Yeah.
For the week. Yeah, perfect.
I was about to say, we can roll to Adrian next. Who you got for your picks, man?
Okay, so I'll start with my team of the week, and my team of the week was also West Ham. Playing with 10 men. How many minutes did they play with 10 men against? Like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
know.
That's a big pause on that. Hey, yo, that's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Go ahead.
Yo, y'all need to fix your brains.
I don't think there's.
Playing with 10 men is crazy.
Yo, fix your mind, bro.
Continue.
Yes. So Adrian, Garrett got sent off 67th minute.
Yeah.
So basically 30 minutes.
Basically 30 minutes playing with 10 men. No, still they had a great performance. To score. I don't know. Were they winning? They were already winning 2-1 when he got the red card, or was it 1-1?
Yeah,
they were already winning, and they added another goal onto that.
Yep. Just like
they
Liverpool.
defended well. They didn't. I mean, I don't think Chelsea had any clear chances. I mean, I think the closest they got to scoring after he got sent off was that Mudryk volley that we haven't mentioned yet in the episode.
We completely missed Liverpool, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it back to Schenko if you want to talk about the red card or not, but you know that's up to him.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, we can talk about it later if you want.
Yeah, later finish this point.
So yeah, West Ham team of the week. I'll say my player of the week. I'm gonna be extremely biased here, and I'm gonna say Josko Vardiol. I thought he was great against Newcastle. There was that one counterattack that he stopped all by himself. I know Wilson kind of messed it up. But
at first I forgot.
Vardiol was there. Vardiol was there, man, and he had a bit of a sus performance against Sevilla in the UEFA Super Cup. But I was surprised to see him starting against Newcastle. He delivered. He played very well, and I was very happy to see that. So that's my player of the week. We'll say most disappointing team of the week goes to. It's not a lot of options here. I'm just gonna say Chelsea. That was a disaster. Completely. Wow. I think we've already talked enough about Chelsea.
Yeah.
And then my fraud of the week goes to Alexander Isak.
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
Damn, I say
it. No. I respect Isak. This is tough.
Hey, you didn't think of this.
Anybody. No, I didn't think of this.
So
you can repeat answers, bro. Say Tim's man.
I can't. You know, everybody's gonna say Tim's man.
I can't believe this guy went from the best midfielder in the league to fucking Tim's man in 15 minutes of play. You guys...
I'm literally cooking. I'm cooking an Ecuadorian midfielder right now.
Hey, we're gonna enjoy this while we can, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just give that man Trip the fraud of the week for his prediction.
Damn.
For his bold prediction.
Yeah, I love it.
He said Isak was gonna score twice and that Haaland was gonna score once. And neither of them scored at all. That was crazy. Sorry, Trey. That is fraud of the week.
Hey man, listen. He didn't want to cook an Ecuadorian. I respect it. I respect the patriotism.
I already
honestly
did cook the Ecuadorian.
I mean, yeah, you kind of did, but
I have no choice, man.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, Chase, we'll throw it to you, bro.
I had Matoma as my player of the week. I thought it was going to be different there, so I'm going to change it to Serge Aurier, 2 assists in the Friday night game. How he's still playing at all or at a high level, I thought he'd be. I don't know where I thought he'd be at this point with some of his behavior early on in his career. I don't know. I guess I embarrassed him. But Serge Aurier is my player of the week with the 2 assists. Best team, I have Tottenham. I was not expecting much out of them. I thought they were going to concede a bunch of goals. They didn't concede any. I think some of that had to do with United not being able to attack, but I think Tottenham overall just looked a lot more organized than I saw a week ago against a better team, on paper at least. Worst team, I have Everton. I think that's 2 weeks in a row. I've put Everton as my worst team. They're dog shit.
They're terrible.
They had 2 shots. I mean, Aston Villa looked more like we expected them to look. Not like they did the week before against Newcastle, but still Everton. 2 shots on target, 39% possession. They're just not good. And then fraud of the week. I think fraud, it's if you look on paper, look at the stats, they look like they have a good game, but then in reality they were dog shit, and that's Diego Jota, who was awful in that game. I mean, this guy,
you're reaching, Chase.
This guy had a man of the match on FootMob and was maybe the worst man of the match performance I've ever seen. He had 50% of his dribbles completed, 70% of his passes completed. He just stole a performance. He was awful. I just love that Chase just has no concept of a forward who can have a bad game and still have end product. Like that just doesn't exist.
But
dude, he was horrible. You have to admit that.
I want to go off of what Chase.
Yeah, said. But my point is, if you have a quote unquote horrible game as a forward and you're still making the difference with
if you're as bad as he was, I still think you could say it.
Chase, I agree with you. Like
he was shocking.
Kareem Benzema said, I could have the best game of my life and score 0 goals. That's what they're going to mention. I could play the shittiest game of all time, score 2 lucky goals, and that they're going to say I had a good game. And that's what it is, man. Jota played. I saw sometimes you get the ball and pass it directly to the opposing team.
I just think that also it's the fact that you're playing Gakpo out of position to fit him in the team, and then he consistently just hasn't done shit. I mean, he's a poacher, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's Jota's role is to do that. So, it's not. He has done something. I mean, the first goal doesn't happen without him. The build-up play, and then for Diaz's goal, and then obviously he scores the third goal. And Gakpo isn't playing midfield to accommodate Jota, at least not currently. It's because we literally just don't have midfielders. Endo had signed like 12 hours before, so
he still played
start. Though. Yeah, but he couldn't start. I mean, that would have been crazy.
It's crazy that he played.
If McAllister's red card, if it gets successfully overturned before the Newcastle game, I mean, Liverpool launched an appeal today. So if it gets overturned, then I'd be shocked if Gakpo starts midfield.
Question: I thought like the appeals are usually like lose because if you lose the appeal, can't they like add on to that or something like that?
I don't know if it's a rule that they will always add on, but I think they could. But
that would be. I feel like it's always risky. I don't know.
I feel like there's like a 55-45 chance that this could get overturned. Like you had extra referees in England coming out and saying that's never a red. So I just felt there's a lot of pressure around it. That was a terrible call.
We'll see. Okay, I'll go with my my best player, man. Onana, man, what a freaking keeper. God for
dude, no, are you serious? Are you serious?
Onana, man, I love that guy. So good, man.
Oh shit,
so
that's funny.
Good. I feel bad for him that he plays for this team. I really do. If he imagine if he played
crazy player of the week.
What do you mean?
He lost 2-0.
Yeah, keeper that conceded 2 goals. Why don't you say Vicario, bro?
He played that one. Onana played that one really good pass. About say from the right hand side of the field.
To Garnacho, right?
Yeah, to Garnacho. Imagine if he played for City, man. Imagine he played for Liverpool. We'll be talking differently, but for playing in this team, he could have gone down. We could have lost 6-0 if we had De Gea, man. You saw whenever we played Liverpool, you guys had like 9 shots of all goals. I'm just glad we have that guy that I don't get scared now when you pass the ball back and it goes on his foot. It's just, of course, it's a little bit biased, but if you guys had De Gea in goal and you're scared every second when the ball is near him, you'd understand why I have that guy as my best player of the week. You'd understand, trust. But I'll move on to best team of the week. As boring, as most unfun, it's just City, man. They just show what they're capable of. They played Newcastle, man. That's probably the scariest team to face right now, just because of all the options that they have, other than City, obviously. But one team that I don't know when United play them. I think we play them soon. But I don't want to play them, man. That team could destroy us. And the way that they were so calm, everyone was so calm, even though they didn't have like all their starters playing, they didn't have KDB, they still controlled the game and won. So I'll give it to them. And I feel like I don't think anyone gave him team of the week, right? Best team?
No.
Nah.
Next, worst team of the week. I could easily go with United here. But at the end of the day, we were unlucky. I didn't think we had the worst game of a week. We had certain players that played well. We just didn't have the end product. But when I think of worse, I just think of what's the worst possible scenario that could happen. And I just have to give it to Chelsea. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. All the players that it went wrong with went wrong. It's just the worst. It was just the worst team of the week just for that reason. Just everything just went terrible for them. And for Friday of the week, we'll go similar to Chelsea Football Club, but the owner of Chelsea Football Club, man, that guy, I don't know how he goes on with his days and weeks.
Well, he owns like 4 other fucking teams. He doesn't care.
Of course he does.
He cares a lot.
He's there watching
Right.
that day.
My man's at the Bridge weekly. You know what
You
I'm
know what
saying?
kills him when
He
Chelsea
with
gets
y'all.
mean. You know what kills him?
Especially because he was active. He finally was active on Twitter after 10 years after getting with Chelsea and stuff like that. But God, that guy is a fraud, man. Go sell it to Chase and other Chelsea fans because they'll do a better job.
It's
They'll
going to
do
be
the same
full
thing,
circle. They do full circle when Frank Lampard buys the team in a couple of years. Player, manager, owner.
Bro, do you see the way Chelsea fans talk online? They'll do the same thing Bully does. They just want every new signing they can possibly get. Like, they don't even think what the plan is. They're like, Caicedo, yeah. Lavia, yeah. Like Enzo, yeah. Just bring them all.
80 pounds per win since joining the club is insane. Is insane to me. It is crazy. So, yeah. Fraud.
Nah, that's a great pick.
Dang, it's crazy. All right, it's my turn to go. Best player of the week, there are definitely some good shouts. Matone was definitely up there. James Ward-Prowse also didn't get mentioned. His first game in, 2 assists. Had a really solid game out again against Chelsea. I think he's up there. Sully March, I think, is up there as well. Had 2 goals. Again, at this time of the year, this man's undefeated. Him and Pascal Gross just get superpowers. They just do whatever. Take 2 sensu beans or whatever. And they're insane. So shout outs to them. Honestly, I'm gonna try and go different here. I think my player of the week is Brian Mbumo. 2 goals.
No.
2 goals in.
How did you not pick your countryman, bro?
I was about to say, I mean, Leon Bailey was up there too because he had a cracking game. He had
an amazing game.
Yeah, he had a cracking game with what's the name up there. But I gotta say, this has to be made known. You know what I'm saying? I think it has to be made known. Brian Mbumo he's one of the underbosses of this damn league, bro. He is becoming very, very inevitable across his entire tenure. Without Ivan Toney, which is also something we didn't talk about this week, but that's fine. You know what I'm saying? We could wait till another time. But again, he was going to be out for 8 months. He's staked his claim and made his, facts known about the case. But Brian Mbumo, week in, week out, is proving he's the lifeblood of Brentford right now. Him, Johan
Penalty merchant.
Hey, listen, bro. He converts. He does his business, bro.
Loves it.
He does his business. He's an absolute killer. Him and Johan Weiss are doing absolute, like, in the trenches week by week, and he's making it happen. Like, Mbumo, fantastic player, and he's becoming an inevitability. You know what I'm saying? And a very, very much has been, if he wasn't before, a vital piece of what Brentford do. And again, to a 3-0 win against Fulham, who are not no slouches, I think he put in a very, very great performance, and I think he was definitely my player of the week. Shout out to Mbumo. Killer.
Didn't you say Arsenal gonna beat them like 5-0, but they're not slouches?
Oh, Fulham? Oh yeah, that don't mean they're not slouches.
You guys are gonna dick them.
That's different though. That's different though. That's
Also,
different.
To be fair, Fulham got a little hard done by in that game.
Yeah, the Tim Ream red card.
The Tim Ream red card was dubious as hell.
And
then because that was also the penalty for the second goal. Like, they got unlucky.
I want to trade my fraud of the week. Referees in England are fraud
everywhere.
of the week. They're fraud of the week. We should all change our fraud of the week right now to refereeing in England.
PGMOL. Yeah.
I hope we could.
PGMOL.
I hope we could find some type of way to, like, I don't know, man, change it completely. We have to not go to the games for a full week or something, man, because it's ridiculous. It's literally destroying the sport as we see it right now. It is literally destroying the sport, man. So it's terrible.
And it's like, it's not even like it's not even like corruption. It's just pure incompetence. Like, it's not favoring any team. Like,
it's
like,
inconsistent.
I think
It's inconsistent within games.
Penalty, like, was technically a penalty, the Szoboszlai one. It was very soft. It was a very soft penalty, I'll admit that. And then also in the same game, they give McAllister a red card that's never a red. And then last week, Wolves had a clear penalty they should have had at Old Trafford when Onana completely took out whoever the guy was upgraded.
Oh yeah,
was.
the body check.
Not given. And then this week, United had a clear penalty that Romero handball not given. It's just like, what are they doing?
Facts.
It's like
Literally,
it's just so much incompetence.
Today, if what's it called? If they were gonna give Partey a card from again flashing and trying to simulate a yellow,
flagging, right.
I'm about to say for flagging,
As
they should have had one like 20 minutes beforehand or whatever in the first half. If Tommy also with that soft ass yellow on the second challenge,
never a red.
and then he literally a few minutes before literally redirected Saka with a shirt pull on the same way. One thing's not a pen, another thing is a pen. You know what I'm saying? The result went our way, so it is what it is. But the inconsistency with these decisions, this will cost people points. It cost people last season. It cost us last season against Brentford, and it costs countless teams. Everybody's got an example. Everybody here can name one random ass thing. It's so inconsistent. Terrible.
It's every week, man. It
Well,
feels
it's
every
also
couple.
the fact that you have VAR.
Every day.
If it was just a refereeing and you didn't have this whole video review system that they really can't even figure out when you're supposed to use it, when you can't, even when they do use it, it doesn't work.
And the rules of engagement are so stupid. It's like, okay, for yellow card offenses, you can't use it.
That's what I don't get. Why does everything have to be so black and white? Like, if I feel like if it's a clear and obvious mistake.
It's accountability, bro. They don't.
I don't get it.
They want to avoid as much accountability as possible.
How does FIFA, a video game, have better refereeing? Which is it's horrendous, by the way. Is better than real life football. It's crazy.
And the worst part about it, I think they changed their guidelines this season. So VA, like the VAR referees, will only recommend the referee to go look at the monitor when it's like seriously clear and obvious. Like I know they've been saying that for years, but I think now they're like really trying to be serious on not re-refereeing the game.
How was the party?
So like,
how's the party pen? They don't look at
right.
that.
So I'm saying like it's like things like that, like the Soboslai pen, the Partey pen, the McAllister red, stuff that previously the ref probably would have gone and taken a second look. The VAR officials are like, no, like unless the referee like clearly did not see something, then they're not going to recommend him go.
That
but
makes
I feel like
no
it
sense,
started
bro.
like this. The season they first brought in VAR, they had this same like really high bar on sending the referee, and then there were just so many errors. Like the pressure just became so much that they just were like,
reduced
forget
it.
it. Like just
It
go
had to
look at whatever. So I think the same thing's probably going to happen this season because it's ridiculous. With
I feel like that in
Yeah,
addition
I'm
with the
saying
new
the
World Cup
missing.
timing, that they're gonna
But
try and
the fans have
like mitigate game time as much as possible, so you don't want to go to the board.
right, yeah, that's a part of it too, right?
We need to freaking stand our ground, though. We can't just let it happen and complain on Twitter, and then 2 days later we don't talk
Facts.
about it. You know, we have to do something, some type of organization of like, yo,
Yeah.
fuck these guys. You know, they're literally ruining
Facts.
the game.
It's so
insane.
bad, bro. It's so bad at this point, man. Refs are so ass, bro. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They get an honorary extra fraud of the week from me as well. I'll give another fraud of the week, but they get an extra one from me. Honestly, so dog shit, bro. Back to it though. Okay, best player of the week. I said Mbumo. Best team of the week. Best team of the week. I'm gonna go Aston Villa. Honestly, I think Aston Villa were definitely my best team of the week after a tough, you know what I'm saying, drubbing against Newcastle. It's not easy to bounce back against any team. Again, given Everton are dog shite in general, but they're gonna put up a fight whether any way you slice it. And they put up a great performance. I think, again, Leon Bailey had a fantastic game. Diaby was gelling well. There was a lot of good things that were happening. I think Aston Villa are going to be just fine this season. And I think today definitely proved that, or this past match week definitely proved that. I think they had a really, really good performance just to put any fears to bed. Like, yo, we're gonna get something out of this league this season. So I think they definitely impressed me the most out of this game week. The least impressive or the worst team of the week. That could go to a good amount of people, man. The worst team of the week. Now I'm gonna switch it up. I'm not gonna lie. Phil, I'm sorry for that. I remember when we first started this and you did predictions and you were like, yo, I hope you're talking about them. I hope you're talking about them for relegation. And I didn't. I tried to be different. It was Everton, bro. They're the worst team of the week, bro. And a part of it's out of sad circumstances, and the other part of it is just out of pure shambolic nature. Dominic Calvert-Lewin went down again with an injury. He's going to be probably out for some foreseeable time, which sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks for that trade, Adrian, by the way,
Yeah.
in fantasy.
That's girl is
Hey, I had to do it. If I wanted it done, I had to make that one. So
insane, bro.
There's always sacrificing everything.
Insane, bro. Small price to pay, man. But yeah, DCL is out again, and you have to rely on a man called Neil Maupay to get your goals. You have to rely on Neil Maupay to get your goals. Everton, you're fucked unless you get somebody in. You're fucked. You're gone.
And you see the players they're trying to sign? Like, they're trying to sign championship players.
Bro,
like Che Adams, Nanto. They just signed Jack Harrison. Like, they're just shopping in the championship.
Worst run club in the league.
Yeah, like,
I don't know how they haven't
like,
done
honestly, what are you
yet.
trying to accomplish signing these players? Like, if you're looking to get anyone from the championship, why are you not trying to get Tyler Adams like before he went to Bournemouth?
Where's the
like,
Richarlison money? They got 60 million for Richarlison. Where is that money?
Dele Alli's smoking it.
Hey man, leave my man's beat, bro. Let my man's rock. It's
man. I hope he comes back and has a remontada.
For real. They need anything at this point, because if you have to rely on Neil Maupay, bro, that cheat. You know what I'm saying? That scrub. You might as well get yourself.
Sean Dyche just needs to play Danjuma up top at this point.
Nah,
Danjuma's
at
nice.
This point, he has to. At this point.
Play him up top. Like he brought him on the wing over the weekend, and he was like the only player who looked like he could do anything.
You can do no worse.
Dead.
And Damari Gray might be going to Saudi too, so you might double shoot yourself again in the foot.
Imagine them playing. They're gonna play Wolves and Everton.
That's gonna be such a this week. That's either gonna be the most dead game or the most exciting game ever.
Bro, Wolves Everton is a 6xg both teams, but no. Yep.
Honestly, bro, it's so
mid off, man.
Oh my goodness, bro, worse than mid, bro. Just absolute horror show, man. Oh my goodness, slobber knocker in the worst of ways. Everton, y'all definitely the worst team in the week. Y'all are garbage, man. But yeah,
can I say real quick on Everton before you move on? This is like the one season in recent years where I have not predicted Everton to get relegated. So I'm hoping there's a little, you can see my tactics, what's going on here. Both times where I had them going down, last day of the season, they pull up some Houdini nonsense. Goodison Park just just drags the ball into the goal, and they stay up. So yeah, I'm hoping none of that this season. We'll see what goes down. Literally.
Yeah, man. Nah, we'll see. And for my fraud of the week, I gave an honorary one to the refs, but I gotta give one here. Listen, for this player, tough day out in the office, man. Honestly, it was really rough for you, but I appreciate the hospitality. You know what I'm saying? It's rare that we get these acts of kindness nowadays, and I just so happened to receive a special pair of match-worn boots. I brought one of them in. I just want to say thank you to this player real quick. I just want to say thank you to Moises Caicedo. You're a fraud of the week, bro. 115 million pounds.
Yes.
For what? To drop a pen like that, 30 minutes, hella all over the place. Telling Paqueta, I got him just for a man to score a penny a head top.
This guy up,
hold this Tim and hold this L. You're fraud of the week. Enjoy your time with Chelsea, bum.
If Shenko did this, it would make sense. What did he do to you? You got fucking Declan Rice.
I'm here for the slander.
It just plays for Chelsea.
Yeah, this is universal slander, man.
I'm here for the slander, baby. You gotta enjoy it.
Imagine if Rice did that for Arsenal in his first game. We'd be on his ass.
Bro, Caicedo flopping on his debut is like the Super League. It's like the Super League announcement. Like this is like bring all the fan bases, unite them together for one common cause, and it is just slander Chelsea Football Club. While this lasts, this slander will be loud, man. I mean,
you gotta revel in it, man. Enjoy it. This is good times,
right?
You know.
And also betrayed. Caicedo could have been an Arsenal player, so there's part of that.
Facts,
you are
bro.
a sick man if you're enjoying this Chelsea downfall.
That's what I'm saying, man. What do we do to anyone?
Kevin Durant lying on that bed.
We've been representing the league in the right way, winning Champions Leagues for the league, all this shit that no one else has done in the last fucking 10 years.
The sports washing is coming back to haunt you,
baby. What are you talking about? City won the Champions League last season.
Chelsea's won 2 in the last 15 though.
The
random 15-year cutoff. What is this, bro?
If you add 5 more, then Liverpool also got 2. So
for real.
Insane. Hey, and if you add 5 more on top of that, then United have 2 too. So this guy's just shameless.
Brother, that's crazy, man. But those are our picks. Those are our Yank picks for all those different categories. Real quick before we get up out of here, let's do some quick previews of match week 3. A lot of different games going down. Some marquee ones.
There's one marquee one.
There is one marquee one here. I ain't gonna lie. The rest of these are kind of okay. Yeah. They're cool.
Liverpool, Newcastle might have like 65 goals.
Liverpool, Newcastle. Good Lord, man. That
no
game,
way. If it's a snooze fest
at St. James's Park. Hey yo,
there's no way it'll be a snooze fest with the way we play.
Nah, it was funny. That was about to be my bold prediction. That Liverpool Newcastle was going to be a snooze fest.
Nah, bro, it can't be. They can't be.
Nah.
That would be insanity. I just don't see how that's possible.
That would be my fraud of next week if they do that, bro. If they
Both of
somehow
them
make that,
combined.
yeah, God.
Nah, man,
No way.
that's crazy.
Listen,
but yeah,
can I?
go
I
ahead.
want to mention a game, man. Looks like United are playing Forest at home. Elanga returned to Old Trafford. I know it's gonna haunt me, man. I know it's gonna haunt me. Him just outpacing like Dalot or something like that, and just
Wait, are you
no.
actually nervous about that match?
No, I'm just nervous about just that one meme.
Elanga? I hope he
If
starts, bro.
If Elanga, that guy scores at Old Trafford
On a mission.
man. Oh my
I
God,
hope
I
he
can't
starts.
even imagine the things Chase will send, man.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Possibly an underrated match. Brighton and West Ham. It'd probably be a sleeper one. I ain't gonna lie. Is that at the
Amex or
it's
London
at the Amex.
Stadium?
It's at the Amex. I'm about to say, I think that could be a little underrated match. That could be one. They rolling off, you know what I'm saying? West Ham rolling off some momentum. They probably still gonna get their boot smoked, but I think it'll be a good match.
Favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clearly, but it could be an exciting one still. Burnley Aston Villa could low-key be good. We haven't seen Burnley since the first game week anyways. I think Villa will win, but I still think Burnley, again, we've only seen the one game against City, and that doesn't really tell anything, to be honest, about how they play their character. So I'm interested to see one of what's it called?
They might surprise you, man.
The
Might be
real
someone's
test.
bold prediction.
Yeah,
but who's gonna watch that game? Let's be real.
I'm about to say it's the first. Actually,
Yeah, how are you gonna admit to the viewers you don't watch ball, Adrian?
That's crazy.
I mean, it's at the same time as the
it's
City game. So.
Yeah, you gotta have it on the Twitter feed, you know.
In fact,
Well, I can comfortably say that I will not be
That's what the view-
watching Burnley versus Aston Villa at 9 a.m. next Sunday.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, not too many crazy
Bournemouth?
matchups.
Bournemouth and Spurs could be something too.
That could be.
That could be something, man. I'm not waking up at 7:30.
Oh yeah, nah, 7:30. Hell no, I'm not waking up for that.
at 7:30 to watch it. But
Yeah,
Wait, you're not gonna hate watch that game?
Hey, watch that game at 7:30. Nah, bro, I'm good.
Especially if Spurs cook, I don't think he's willing.
Hey, how
to
do you
risk it.
keep up with all your hate watching? You got every other screen is a hate watching game besides ours.
Yeah, it's multiple
It's coming
screens,
from
man.
Chase. This guy has notifications on
insane.
RB Leipzig to slander Timo Werner. He's shameless.
Bro, you have
Outer
He dropped
league.
notifications.
Tinker the other day,
Crazy.
too.
You have notifications on for United preseason games, bro.
That's
insane.
Nah, that's
Insane.
crazy.
That's crazy. That's
That's
some
out of
next
this world
level.
hating, bro.
That's some
That's
next
I don't
level
want to miss
hating. right there.
anything. I don't want to
It's
miss the
like
chance.
But we can't ever not mention the top haters in the world. Well, actually, they're probably tied. The Lionel Messi haters, the Messi haters watching Inter Miami matches, watching Messi score every game for them. That's crazy.
Right, you know, there's
You guys
Messi
are taking
haters
it.
living in
That's
other parts of
insane.
the world who are up at 4 a.m. watching that League's Cup final.
Nah,
Absolutely.
if we're naming
Messi
that,
haters in
you
Spain.
can act like CR7 haters don't exist.
Oh, yeah, they're the
I'm
same
not gonna
losers
ask.
too,
No, CR7
Bro,
haters are also.
Yeah, watching
Yeah, if
Saudi
you're a
is crazy.
CR7
They're the
hater
same.
and you watch Saudi League to try to clip,
Which is
CR7,
crazy.
that's
Because where do you even
crazy.
find Saudi League?
Like, think
Like,
about
you're looking
Think
out
about it.
of your
know.
way, risking your
I don't even
computers for viruses
That's-
in order to hate watch
Facts.
Ronaldo. Like, that's-
Allegedly, when you look on
That's
them sites, that
unprecedented-
league is mad low on the
unprecedented.
scroll. Like you got to scroll a little bit to get to that. Allegedly, you know what I'm
Sure,
saying?
allegedly.
And then
He would
watch-
Trey would know, right? Trey wouldn't know.
Allegedly, I don't know.
insane.
He's all too
Insane.
familiar with the viruses.
All right, bold
Uh,
predictions in
I
2
got it.
hours.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's get these bold predictions in really quickly, man.
All right,
Damn.
can I go first so
Yeah.
I can see if my bold prediction satisfies you guys?
All right, go ahead.
All right. All right, Dominic Solanke will score a brace as Bournemouth beat Tottenham by more than one goal.
That's a good one.
That's pretty bold.
They're-
I like that one.
They're
I
home
like that
too.
one.
They're at home too.
Yeah, the
They're at home
vitality,
too,
but
like-
still.
Get out of
Spurs.
here, get out of here,
Nah,
man.
It's Spurs.
This guy
That's
just
fine.
predicted Richarlison scores one goal. That's it in a home game. And everyone's like, oh, that works.
how
That's
favorite
good.
Charleston is, though.
Because that's never happened, bro. So it at least something. But Bournemouth winning
crazy.
at home against team, it could happen.
No, it's not just Bournemouth winning. It's Solanke scoring a brace. And,
Okay.
and Bournemouth, I think Solanke scored one brace in his whole Premier League career, bro. If that. Like, that would be that's out of the ordinary.
No. I agree with that part. Okay, that's definitely
Hmm.
bold. Trey, what you got cooking, man? Let's get the stinker because I don't want to go
Wow,
before
that's
you and
crazy.
then you add on to the same game that I don't want to risk that again.
Let me guess. Your
I'll let-
game's on Friday.
Nah, it's crazy.
Nah,
No,
no
no,
way.
he's not that
mine.
bold.
No, not my
Alright.
prediction.
No way.
No.
Just making sure.
Damn, this is tough.
Now it's more likely to happen since Trey's not predicting it. Just keep that in mind, Chase.
Yeah, no. I low key want to say.
Please pick Luton Town, please.
No, me, nah, chill. I can't pick that fixture. I'll either help or hurt somebody, but damn. Taiwo, I would need brace against United. I would need
United clean sheet.
I would need brace. And
man.
Nottingham Forest get some points off. Either a draw or 3 points. They'll take some
You
points
gotta
off.
choose one. You gotta choose one.
Hasn't he scored like 6 games in a row? You think he's gonna make it 7 and with a brace?
At Old Trafford with this team, I think that's a strong possibility.
Listen, since I'm gonna keep my predictions like I have with Manchester teams. Rashford hat trick against Forest.
I would hope so. Honestly, he
From
better
the
save
striker
my
position?
draft team. He
Any
really.
position. I hope
Any position.
Wayne.
You were just talking about how he can't play up front, and then now he's gonna score a hat trick in there.
We're doing bold predictions. This is not Bournemouth are gonna win at home against a team. You know, I'm going bold. Rashford hat trick at home at Old Trafford. We need it. We need something. At least a goal from him. So
predicting a Rashford hat trick is more bold than predicting Solanke 2 goals against a top Premier League team.
When was
a relegation
Rashford,
candidate?
when was the last time Rashford scored a hat trick?
When has Solanke scored a brace?
I'm sure it's easier to score 2 than 3. I can tell you that. A hat trick from Rashford, I have never heard of that in my life.
Well, you're talking about a guy who was talked about as being one of the top players in the world last season. It shouldn't be that crazy for him to score a hat trick against Nottingham Forest.
Nah. Have you seen him score a hat trick?
Okay, no, I will say it's a bold prediction, but to say it's more bold, and downplay the Solanke call, that's wild.
Okay, so just do the Solanke. No, don't add that Bournemouth are gonna win at home. You know,
I'm making it even harder for myself. I'm adding 2. I'm adding 2. Two variables.
Okay. So again, bold prediction: Rashford to score 3 goals.
Hat trick.
I'm not gonna say win or loss.
I don't know. I guess it's bold enough.
No, it is bold. I agree, it's bold. But
So as long as it's bold, yeah. But yours is more extreme. That was really. That's really specific. Yeah.
Right. Imagine it happens though. Oh my god. You guys can't talk all season.
I'm dead. All right, Adrian, your bold prediction.
Put tapes on our mouth. I'm gonna say that Raul Jimenez will score against Arsenal, and Fulham will defeat Arsenal at the Emirates.
Oh shit! Hey, look what I have written down.
God damn.
I have Fulham 2, Arsenal 1 is mine too.
No one can read whatever that was.
You hating ass motherfuckers.
Where is this coming from?
Went to Fulham? I didn't even know.
I have
where's it coming from?
Fulham
Fulham
2, Arsenal 1 written down. So we have 2 of the same. Let's see if the Yanks Talk Ball is.
We'll take 2.
strong.
We'll take 2 for number 4
Fulham
and 5 for next
Fulham
week
are
already.
dead.
Right.
Fulham are
Slander picks
dead,
coming
so
up in the chart.
Raul, I didn't even know
I'm
Raul
putting
Jimenez
myself
went
at
to
a lot of
Fulham.
risk saying that.
Even if
They're
they tie,
dead.
even if they tie Arsenal, you guys are gonna be 4th and 5th, and even if Schenko, the guy doesn't score 1 goal, he'll still go 3rd, just because.
Assisted by William too.
Crazy.
William
crazy.
dunks at the Emirates. That would be.
Is William even
greatest.
Nah, he got
wasn't something supposed to happen with him? Like
He's
Saudi or
is
something?
I think he's in Brazil right now. Am I crazy?
Nah, he's still in
No,
the
he's
squad.
part
He's
of
still in
that
the
team.
Fulham squad.
Oh,
He starts.
Okay.
William
Yeah.
dunk at the
That's how shit they
Emirates.
were.
I'm gonna change my William dunks at the
If
Emirates.
Willian dunks at the Emirates, bro, I'll come on next podcast with my hair on the afro and cosplay as him. I will
You have to
literally
buy a Fulham shirt.
Wait,
I will literally have the full afro out
Right?
of Willian.
You have to splash P on that Fulham shirt, bro. You can't cosplay as Arsenal Willian. You have to get a Fulham shirt.
Oh, that's insane. Oh, ew. Oh,
nah,
shirt's
you
nasty.
gotta come in with the suit and tie. If he scores, like he's coming in for an award. Like you got the afro and
That's
you're
that's
coming in for an award or
Oh,
something.
we'll save that for
Nah, he's got to save the
007.
suit for 007, right?
For 007, that's a suit up right there. Just suit and tie, Justin Timberlake, man.
I gotta pray his prediction hits this
Wait.
weekend, bro. I gotta pray. Oh my goodness.
You're gonna be 0-0-4 or whatever it is. Like Awani's not scoring a brace at Old Trafford. I'm saying that right now.
Damn, man. Oh, and 4 days. It's not even the 3rd game week yet. After this one, it'd be
Bro,
3.
I'm already counting West Ham. I'm already
Damn.
West Ham one's already in there.
Hey, come on, bro. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. But Chase, yours was the same. It was 2-1. Yeah, it was 2-1
2-1
Fulham.
Fulham, yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Oh
word.
my
All
lord.
right, cool. Well, there you have it. Those are our bold predictions, and that's all we got on the show notes for this episode. Man, damn, a lot of talk around. And now it's time to, you know what I'm saying, walk the walk after we talk the talk and see what's happening this game week. A lot of stuff to look forward to next episode. Man, the Champions League draw should probably be in. I think either before or after. I don't know when, but the Champions League draw is next week, and then the Europa League draw. Conference stuff. He not in it, so he can't say nothing.
I haven't been paying attention to any of that. It's been nice.
Who cares about the Champions League, bro?
This guy, look at that, man.
No,
Outside
the
the
31st
clubs, man.
is the draw. So
Okay,
we're
so
gonna
we'll know.
be discussing that pretty soon.
Yeah, so we'll know. But yeah, a lot more Prem to go, a lot more season to be had. It's been real fun so far. It's been real. It's been a lot, but I'm apparently might have to wear a suit. This is some bullshit. But hey, let's go to closing notes, man. Gene, take it away. Go ahead, bro.
Nothing, man. I just hope I could come next week. I got a special shirt to put on next week if everything goes well. So if you've been watching the past couple of weeks, I have something cooking for next week you guys don't want to miss. So pay attention to that.
Okay. Chase, take us home, man.
I love that suspense.
I came in here with the silent protest with the Belgium jersey, and I know Trey brought some props out, so I'm just going to switch the vibes here and just bring all the Chelsea kids.
Oh my
over
God.
me.
Wait, you don't have do you have the new kit?
The new kid's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
We don't have a
bro.
sponsor yet.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
my
Yeah,
bad.
we definitely need that sponsor, bro.
Yeah,
we're
Todd
gonna
Bowley, don't put it
switch
past him
vibes.
to call up Timberlands anytime soon. I mean,
Facts. Hey,
that
man.
guy's desperate.
You know what I'm saying? Call him up, bro. It's about to get one. Come on, man.
Davis, man.
I'm dead. Shout out Chase, man. Adrian, take us home, man. Closing notes.
I
Don't
love
mention
football.
Thanos. Okay.
No, I'm not mentioning that unless you want me to.
No. Bro,
Yeah,
nah.
You should just
No, no,
Trey,
no,
you
no,
should
no.
just Photoshop my
You
face.
should come in with the
Thanos
prop, bro.
instead.
You should come in with the gauntlet on.
Yeah, if you come
Does
in with
not say
the,
nothing.
Oh,
Right?
you know what? I wish I
Adrian
had
flexes
those,
his hand
man.
like that in front of the camera anyway. You might as well have a
Facts.
gauntlet
You just
on.
gotta go to Walmart, bro.
You know
Go
what?
grab it.
I need to find one. I'm gonna go on Amazon and try to find it.
okay.
Come on next time.
I'm dead.
Phil,
It's looking good, bro.
Phil.
Looking good.
All right, fair, man. Phil, closing notes.
Yeah, man. Like I said to start off, I'm happy. You know, want to put word out on the street that we back. That's all I'm gonna say.
We back.
He said, all
SpongeBob is
right.
back.
Hey. Nah, SpongeBob was crazy,
Yeah,
man.
you guys need to learn how to say his name, man.
SpongeBob.
No.
Sybil Slime.
SpongeBob.
until he scores.
Who the hell came up with that? Who the hell came up with SpongeBob? Like that's
No
It's
clue.
the closest thing it looks like.
There's been
of
some
context,
crazy
man.
slander names I've heard this week, man.
People come up with the craziest stuff, man. Credit to
Wonderful.
them.
Wonderful, man.
Close this
But
out, Trey.
yeah,
Close
man.
this out.
Closing notes, of course. Make sure you guys check us out on all podcast platforms. Again, everything from Spotify for podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, you know what I'm saying, Stitcher, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying, Pocket Cast. We're available damn near everywhere, as well as on YouTube, as well as all social platforms. Again, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Just check us out, Yanks Talk Ball. We're available everywhere. Make sure you rate us 5 stars. Share the podcast. Go show it some love where you find it available. And without further ado, that's all we got. This has been Yanks Talk Ball. Damn, the S just almost got me. Stop. Shut up. It was the S. I need water. This has been Yanks Talk Ball episode 4, and we'll talk to all of y'all soon. Peace.